Hi, hello, and welcome to the Oversight Week 2 qualifiers. We are His and Hers Live. I'm Juka, or you can call me Judy.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Andrew. We're back at it. Another qualifier. A lot of teams last week didn't qualify for the finals that we saw. And so we're going to have some teams coming in with some new rosters on the squad. A lot of cryptos we saw last week. And guys, big shout out. I hope everybody's watching the World Cup today to the US team making it through a nail biter, absolute nail biter. That was super awesome. We got the teams up here, Juga.
I know. Okay, first things first, 100 Thieves in that first spot right there, followed by Bots, Cloud9, Complexity, Dark Zero, Elevate, ESA, first attempt. We have some amazing teams competing. Top 10 is what they want. Top 10 is all that matters. This is a qualifier. Top 10, they will be invited to play later in the week for the $5,000 final. So, of course, feels good to get at the top of that leaderboard, but it is all about the top 10 tonight. Andrew, who are you picking? I'm gonna let you have 2 picks. Who are you picking tonight?
Let's see. I've been waiting on Dark Zero to have a win in one of these. So let's see Dark Zero throw down.
Okay.
And for the second team here today, I don't know, man. Complexity was giving me such good vibes last time we chatted with them. So those are my two for the day.
Yeah. Okay.
You got anybody in you think that might do well today?
I have 2 teams that I would like to see do well. I would like to see 100 Thieves and C9 both have big games. I think that they could both use it with some of the, other events that are going on or coming up here soon. I know that both of those teams have not been playing up to their potential, so I am all about 100 Thieves and C9 because I know that both of those teams are much better than their performance the last couple of events.
Yeah, yeah. They're definitely gonna want to step it up today. I see C9 going Climatizer uncontested, so that's going to be good for them. I know they've been contested by a couple teams there, so they're going to be happy to be able to spread out there at Climatizer and get that loot. Climatizer is a huge POI, and they're going to have really, really nice loot coming out of there.
They absolutely will, and it looks like we do already have 2 teams landing extremely
Wait.
close together. Now, again, Andrew, did you notice no one's in Dome? No one's landing Dome. Again, I know the loot's not the best there, but, I mean, there's a completely open POI
Yeah,
not far at all, so we'll take a look at
yeah.
Team Slept On here, as they're
Slept
already
on.
the 2x on the charge rifle. Charge
Slept
rifle frontline
on.
pretty good.
Slept on could have landed at Dome, like you mentioned, but, this launch site is a bit better loot for sure. And, why not some early KP and assert dominance on this team?
A lot of that also could even be the fact that there is often crafting. Ooh, getting the
Yeah.
shield completely cracked there while he had his eye on the loot and just got his shirt taken off right there. Caustic also losing the shield. They're going to try to rotate indoors here, which is where Caustic really does shine. I know, Andrew, you are a big fan of Caustic, especially on
Yeah.
this map. Caustic very strong if there are not that many Caustics on the map. It makes Caustics that much more viable. And the fact that there aren't as many, I think that this is a great comp for this team to be playing. All right, taking a
Yeah.
look at the other team here.
Yeah, this is Rack. They're gonna push up. They don't have a Bloodhound scan, so they don't know exactly where the barrels are for the caustic. That's one disadvantage of Seer. But yeah, pretty much every other aspect of Seer is gonna be better than Bloodhound in a lot of these fights. Rack's gonna go ahead and go around. They're mirroring a little bit there. Yeah, OXG over at the no name, so they went ahead and looted up East Frag, and now they're maybe no. I'm not exactly sure where OXG landed. We'll have to keep an eye on that for the next game. And we have some people on the redeploy. It's always lovely when all 3 players can go up on the redeploy without getting shot from a charge rifle. Especially in these lobbies, if anybody looks at you, you're generally just instantly dead. Complexity also hitting a Valkyl, heading towards zone, doing the dance. It looks like Monsoon up in the air taking some damage. Whoa, and I see a lot of damage on Shiny in the
Oh,
distance there.
no. I really did. I hope that they can
Yeah,
land safely. I'm not sure who was hitting them with those shots midair, but that's the thing with the
it was
redeploys
Mercy.
and the Valkults. It's just the players, their aim is too good. Their aim is too good, and they're so used to practicing hitting Valks out of the air and the team out of the air, as you could just see there, Complexity almost losing their Valk.
Yeah, looks like Complexity's making home underneath the bridge there. Really good composition for this with the Watson and the Newcastle. Yo, and it's going down in landslide right now. SSG needs a big performance today, and it looks like they are in a bit of trouble here. The shot's going down for dropped. And Drop needs to go ahead and get this 1v1 out of the way. Drop going down in the 1v1. And that is Team Free Agents out, taking on SSG at the landslide. And it could be a third party.
It looks like they are
Is
a
that
little late, so I think they're
Smiley?
yeah, I think they're gonna just rotate to go get some height, but we do have 2 other teams right
Or
here. Andrew, it is so exciting to see all of these crypto ults in the
is it?
fights. I think it's exciting. I mean, it's a change of pace, but Slept On are gonna go out right there. MPS winning that exchange, and they should be able to get their third up reset, and it does not look like there's gonna be any third party. So a couple of kills.
Ooh, shooting the boxes too. Yeah, it looked like that was the team we were originally watching, Slept On with the Caustic. You could see the Caustic goal come out at the very last second, maybe a little too late, obviously, as Slept On gets, well, they get eliminated. I'm always curious about the names, you know, Slept On's implying that they're extremely good, but then when you die, it's always kind of a little awkward.
I mean, well, how about Team Bots? Team Bots playing super well the last couple of events, Andrew. I mean, how are you going to play well with a name like Bots? Or, you know, Season 2 ALGS winners, their name leading into that was Bottom 20. I like it. I like when your name is, you know, a little trolly, kind of different. All right, taking a look at Sentinels. They have not traveled far at all, but by looking at the zone, it doesn't even look like they really have to. They are not playing the Revenant again. Sentinels with a little bit of a roster change over the last couple of weeks, so they did lose their Revenant on the team.
That is Smiley.
Crypto triple crack right there. All 3 players getting hit with that. I want a count on the cryptos in the lobby. I don't know if we're able to get that, but I think I've seen so many already.
This was same thing happened last qualifier. Tons of cryptos, and then it was weird in the final, there wasn't that many cryptos. What's up with that?
I think that, you know, you do see different teams. The top 10 from here will move over. So I love the diversity of the teams in these qualifiers. Every week, there is an option even for 5 new teams to get in based off of your performance on the previous one. So I think that, I mean, this is an event that is not just only for Pro League teams, and that's why I love the format of it and the ability for teams like Stormtroopers, a challenger circuit team, to show, hey, we deserve a spot here to compete against the best of the best. And I think that that's why, you know, we're seeing a little bit of diversity with the meta in the Legends. And you can really see where the zone is pulling. And that's why Complexity tried to get up to that position so early. I like where 100 Thieves is right now. They need to keep their head on a swivel and check both sides of the backside of that tunnel as they push up. And they're going to hold that tunnel position.
You see the teams on the south side, they are not interested in going to zone. They know it's probably too late and already occupied. They're going to go down south and try to rip some kills. It looks like G2 doing a super far rotate down south. Yeah, and are they trying to fight or are they going to... Yeah, looks like G2 is going to go ahead and push up in here and try to get some KP early in the day.
All right, moving over. Let's see, they might have to fight here. Zone's closing. And this zone doesn't do too much damage. They really are fine to sit in here and fight for quite some time, but it's just going to be detrimental to the amount of mats that they have.
The dog is on, and we are sending it. Bloodhound, you have about 15, 20 seconds to really get the job done. Design going in, and the wingman is singing. Designful needs to be careful going down. That's not what you want out of your Bloodhound. The scans are gone, and now they're in a Seer ult. So all of a sudden, G2 is huge deficit here.
Okay. Chaotic Resulta. Can they clutch up just the 2 of them? I'm going to try to... See, that's the thing with fighting in the zone here. You just have to manage your heals, time everything exactly. It's so hard to fight in the zone. I am not a fan of it. I notice my heart rate personally goes up about 10 beats per minute just when I'm in the zone. Impulse, the only player left on rack. Could they pull this off? Could G2 pull this off?
Oh, Horizon ult.
And they do. They absolutely do. Despite losing the player so early on in that fight, they come back and clutch that. Well done, G2. Now get out of the zone, please, and head up north for the rest of the lobby. G2, happy to see them here. They were not able to play last week in the qualifiers. So happy to see them back up here and competing. Now we have MPS
Optic looking for
and
some fights
Optic
on the edge. Looks like Madness and Shubi were the first to slide down the hill there. Optic gonna go ahead and back up here. Smartly, I'm sure they're aware that G2 is probably over waiting for the third party too, so yeah. They were trying to catch the team on the uphill, and now that they lost their sneak and their edge, they're gonna go ahead and do some roller 360s to celebrate.
Nothing like that smooth 360. Okay, taking a look at E8, you can see where they are. They're holding, they don't really have much cover, but it's better than pushing into where all the buildings are, close to where Complexity is holding low ground. 100 Thieves still holding that tunnel, and you can even see ESA over to the left of them. Let's see. Optic, do they have somewhere safe to rotate? They're still not in zone. They have to push up a little bit further. And you can see C9, Andrew. Look, they didn't really
Trouble.
move too far. They're still
Trouble.
inclined. You know, they're not far from where they landed.
I think they're being gate kept by Sentinels, but I think this is probably Sentinels and C9 looking at each other. Optic, I think, is going to come in and disrupt this whole thing. So it might allow C9 to go ahead and sneak in to the zone. See, there's really not any other... Well, Madness might be running into a fight on the south side on the entry there. So C9, yeah, just going to go ahead and rotate all the way around the edge. You saw Sentinels was already in the epicenter, the little top there. You can see him in the background. So C9 is going to just get a free rotate around the edge here. There was a team over near the backside near the tunnel there. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that.
Okay. Again, C9, one of the teams that I'm calling out that I want to see a strong performance out of tonight. And I don't just want a top 10. I'm thinking a top 5 for C9. This is just game 1, guys. If you're just tuning in, do not worry. This is
They're
game
chilling.
1. We have 6 amazing games for you tonight. We're starting out the first 3 on World's Edge, as you can see here, and then we're going to move over to Storm Point. You guys let us know, which map do you prefer competitive Apex on? Are you a World's Edge fan or a Storm Point fan? But this is just game 1. You can always see the game score in the top right-hand side of your screen. And we're going to have a lot of action. A lot of action as this next zone closes.
Designful probably thanking his teammates still for clutching that up for him. You saw Designful go in with the Bloodhound, and you hate to be the entry fragger that instantly dies like that. You know, you go from 0 to 0 really fast. It's like Chaotic and Resulta did clean it up there for him. They're going to be rotating in super late. There's not going to really be anywhere to hide. They're going to have to fight on the edge, and at this point, the game is not, and the ball is not in their hands. They're going to be waiting, hopefully, for a third party or some entry in. So they're not in a great position here, coming in super late.
Yeah, but coming in, were you talking about G2? Coming in late and without a Valk, that does make me a little bit nervous for them. Definitely one of the more unique comps. So we'll see. We'll see how they do. And you can see with that dotted line circle on front of you, that is going to be the next zone. The next zone. So a lot of these teams are really going to have to rotate in.
Look at SSG. Potentially, you see that? There might be sneaking up behind E8 as G2 and SSG are going to be pinching E8 there against the rock. We're going to have to keep an Optic coming up behind G2. So G2 is getting shot in the back right now. You can see Chaotic going down.
Yes.
That is Optic shooting them in the back. So G2 thought they might have a play there. And like I said, the ball was not in their court, and they got... It looks like they're probably going to get wiped. Here we go over into the Sentinels, into the epicenter.
Yeah, Crust. I know the coveted Crust point of view. You guys always love to see Crust's POV. There we go. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Crust going to roll down the hill a little bit. Try to get his...
That's a retreat.
Yeah, well, they need to. They need to move for next zone, and they were in an aggressive position, but they need to be careful. I mean, C9's not that far from them. SSG having to push through the cut.
Yeah, SSG's not in a bad spot. They have a couple fights potentially that they can take. They're looking at E8 over to the right. Looks like it. I only saw 2 up on E8. Potentially 1 might be down. So SSG's just going to hold this and look for some third-party action and maybe any way into zone for them. They're still not in an in-game spot there.
It did look like C9 was in the kill feed as well here, and we do have a little bit of a tunnel fight. So let's go ahead and look at the action that is happening in here in the tunnel. I don't think you want to be in here unless maybe you are 100 Thieves or ESA. Who's going to win this exchange? Luda rocking the car 301, going to rotate up here, kind of pushing and bullying 100 Thieves out of the tunnel that they've been holding for the last few minutes.
I wonder why 100 Thieves didn't decide to hold that. Now they're down, and they're going to be right up against C9, so 100 Thieves not in a great position, and it looks like somebody on 100 Thieves might have just gone down. Scurry on a white shield, too. C9's just going to clean 100 Thieves up.
I don't know. Don't count it out yet.
Not a great move downhill from them.
Don't count it out yet. I think I see a Newcastle. Newcastle can res with anything, and that was super weird. I didn't even see the Digi Optic light up there on my point of view. All right, they're going in. They're shooting. They're just spraying. I don't even know if they have grenades left in this fight. But Onmu down, Vax down. Oh, not looking good for 100 Thieves.
I think they might have just been out of loot or didn't have good loot, because you saw they got bullied out of the tunnel and they just slid down the hill and then fell over. So not a great start for 100 Thieves. They didn't qualify last week either, so they're really trying to figure it out.
I know. Okay, well, that is good for C9, though. Can we talk about a couple kill points for C9's aim again? They've had a rough couple of weeks for competitive Apex as far as this Hyperlux Oversight series has gone, so I'm excited to see a big game out of these guys here. They keep this momentum.
You ever forget a POI's name for a minute? I was trying to think of that for the last 60 seconds. Survey cam.
That's where we land for World's Edge ranked. That's where we land for rank. I'm surprised. SSG going in. Only 2 players up. Neither player with the shield going to try to quickly hit this bat. I love the name change too. Definitely has something to do with the Twitter drama on SSG. Optic Gaming fighting SSG. Optic on height here, but
Optic's going to be the victor of this if they keep fighting SSG on low ground. Getting shot in the top of the head right now. Yeah, Optic Gaming just too well positioned to lose this fight. And Sentinel's on the super low ground as well. So I think SSG, yeah, eliminated right then and there. SSG normally likes to hold an end zone position, but they didn't really have a good spot. So they were forced to fight, which you tend to not see them do very often on the edge like that. And they got sandwiched. I'm not sure.
So we also lost Season right there too. I know they were fighting at the same exact time, but Season eliminated, SSG eliminated, and we are down to 13 squads. And Sentinels, they need to move. They need to move. They have one of the furthest journeys to get into the next zone, but they're alone on their end right now. Talk about who's not alone here. It looks like we have 3 teams in this building here. E8 holding height.
Yeah,
it was HCE inside the building. Yeah, that beacon building, a lot of teams went to right there early. So when you recognize this zone, that is the place to be. And that's why we saw, you know, Complexity even try to rotate in early, but that building was already heavily occupied.
Yeah, the zone is gonna pull off of this building, I'm pretty sure. And let's see. Oh yeah, we just have fighting all over the place.
C9 going through it.
A Rocker.
Rocker's still shooting though. Do not count him out. Zap Mazer down. The Re is singing. It is frying, doing a ton of damage. Look how much health he has right now. Rocker, run. I was about to say he just walked past someone with 5 health to his name because they were 2 solos right there.
Here comes Sentinels up from finally. They finally made their way into zone. Sentinels, they're going to have to fight their way in though. It looks like they did get the pick on Luda, so that's going to only be Madness and Pow Pow up there.
Yes.
Yep. It's going to be a duo only, so Sentinel's probably going to roll in here. Dude, this is...
Oh my cluster! Oh no!
Fuse. Whoever's the Fuse just got the best Twitter clip of the night. 100%.
I hope I can see that.
Absolutely insane there. You love to be a Fuse in that situation.
All right, taking a look here. And look at this one team over here just chilling. Everyone needs to go to where they are. They have it all Watson fenced up. Typically, that is a hard spot to hold from them right now.
Yeah, I think Hill might be on final moments of life here. Gonna try to just rat and hope that the res might be able to be pulled off. Complexity gatekeeping G2 on the right side there. Really sketchy moments here. Bots in a nice spot, though.
They really are. They really are, and that's what I was saying. Bots are making a name for themselves. I am, you know what? I'm all for them changing their name. They're playing so incredibly well. HEC also going down there.
At G2, like I said, we saw them earlier trying to rotate in from the far south side. I'm surprised they even made it this far. But Designful, the last one up now, and they are Designful being shot from both sides and up on that rock. So Designful might be living the last few moments. You see Monsoon with the angle. Now we're on first person with Monsoon just picking Design apart.
Yeah, G2 a partial team right now. Again, Complexity, Bots, and Optic all in very, very strong positions.
And Monsoon doesn't want to get caught out too far, though. That's the last thing you want to do is get super lower downed when you're just trying to get 1 KP on the edge. They need to worry about end zone, which they're going to do. They're pinging it, and they're going to try to push a team out. Yeah, they want a better spot here. They're going to go ahead and slide down in. Monsoon leading the charge. Up against Sentinel's going to go on with the Mastiff and gets a nice 44 here. And they are getting shot a little bit on the side, too. This is going to be a really brutal fight. Monsoon probably just going to get shot in the back right here. And somehow staying alive. Lux going down for the team. They're just going to full push in here with the wall. And just throwing down the ult.
Oh,
and
no.
Monsoon's going to be dead within milliseconds here.
Looks like they just went directly into madness and pow pow there. A Newcastle met with another Newcastle. Optic Gaming was the team that was holding kind of back behind. Could pick off a ton of kills here with a big grenade. Knocked going in, looking to get some damage. Not hitting any bodies with that, mostly the wall. Getting some juicy shots right there. G2 also going down, and MPS right there to the hands of Optic Gaming. Look at this!
Have you seen
Optic in the superior position. Absolutely.
There always seems to be one team that is just killing people and no one's looking at them. Like, Optic's had the best game of their lives here. They've literally just been shooting people. I don't think they've taken a single damage this entire game.
I would love to see stats on damage. I don't know if there's a possibility to see not only the damage, but how much damage did they take. We were talking about this yesterday. I would love to see that, but what a clean game. Holding the high ground rock behind right there. Optic Gaming.
Every time I saw Optic during that game, they were sneaking up on a third party and shooting people in the back, which is, you know, doesn't make for the best clips, but it is the smartest way to play. And sometimes in these lobbies, you feel like you're on the outside looking in and you're just free shooting everyone. It just happens sometimes like that. And I think Optic had that kind of game.
I don't know if anyone shot at Optic the whole game is what I'm seeing there. That was, I mean, you know what? Put your team in the best position to capitalize on kills and minimize damage, and they did absolutely that. Love seeing these pop-off moments with the RE45. That gun is arguably one of the strongest right now. Care package gun. Very deadly in the right hands.
Yeah, and this right here for complexity, they were forced to slide down the hill. They couldn't really push Sentinels because they were being shot in the back, and then they had nowhere to go. There's really nothing complexity could have done there.
Good points though. I mean, C9 had a great game, had a couple of kills. They definitely played well. So I'm excited to see the scoreboard after this. That was a very exciting game one. Don't worry, guys, if you just missed that game. We have 5 more amazing games for you. We're going to do 2 more on World's Edge before we move over to Storm Point. But that was all about Optic. Optic Gaming all the way. GG taking the dub that game. Quite a few kills as well.
That's a great. I always clip those games when we have them on stream, Juga. We'll be in ranked, it'll be a sweaty lobby, and we'll get pooped on like 2 or 3 games in a row. And then it feels like we just have a game where we just walk through the center of the map and we're killing everyone and no one's looking at us, and it's just beautiful.
It's
Like, those moments happen sometimes. I think like that's a perfect illustration.
it's games like that that make you fall in love with Apex. It's the same thing. You know, you can
Yeah,
play
it's like
golf.
Like golf.
Dude, oh my gosh, you just took my
It's
analogy.
like golf.
You took
Tell 'em the
Andrew, it's
golf
like
analogy.
golf. It's like
Yeah.
golf. Let me tell you about the golf analogy. You
Like
can
golf.
have terrible game of golf, but you have that one chip that is
Mhm.
beautiful and just rolls in. And then you're like, you know what? I don't care that I whiffed. I don't care that I took 10 mulligans. It's all okay. But look at these scores here. Optic Gaming
Easy.
with 11 kills that game, 23 points. Sentinels in the second place with a 14. Cloud9 in third with 13. MPS fourth with 11. And again, you guys, top 10's all that matters. This is a qualifier. You want your name, you want your team that you're rooting for to be on the left-hand side of this leaderboard.
That's a big star for Optic Gaming. We have so many teams with just a few points. It's gonna be, it's game one, all right. So, you know, all the teams in the bottom 15, they have a lot of time left. Now's the time to figure it out. You can't go 2-3 games without many points, or else it's just a wash, and then you start playing Fuse and
I will
running around the map.
say people were playing pretty aggressive that entire game, more so than normal. Sometimes we'll see a lot of fights maybe start and then break up, start and then break up. But I feel like if teams were meeting each other, they just kind of fought. So I don't know if that's just game 1 jitters, and maybe we'll see some more people alive later on, game 2, game 3. But I was surprised with how early the teams were fighting. So I'm anxious to see if it's any different next game.
Yeah. I think there's been a recent shift. A lot of teams are just playing hard zone. And we'll get back into that later. We're going to hit break right now, guys. We'll see you back in a few after these ads.
Game 2. See you soon.
NRG beneath here, guard above. Both squads, though, about to lose out on their coverage. Tripods on this outside angle, right in the front of NRG. Already finding Nox in combo with CLG as they quickly burn. NRG immediately starting to turn onto CLG towards their left. CLG are getting melted right now. Nano able to find a shield swap for the moment, but Guard are on top, and Guard are raining down fire on the lobby. They've lost 2 though, as Rambo's down, and it's in the hands of Keon. 3 teams still left. The Chaos reigns supreme, as Rambo not going to be able to clutch it up. Sweet may be able to do it, and he does, picking up the win for NRG from the low ground. At the end of the day, with their second win here on World's Edge, NRG from below, from the broken building in the middle, climb their way towards the low ground and find their victory.
Not hitting any bodies with that, mostly the wall. Getting some juicy shots right there. G2 also going down in MPS right there to the hands of Optic Gaming. Look at this!
Have you seen
Optic in the superior position, absolutely.
There always seems to be one team that is just killing people and no one's looking at them. Like, Optics had the best game of their lives here. They've literally just been shooting people. I don't think they've taken a single damage this entire game.
I would love to.
Wow.
That was fast. Hello and welcome back. And we're going to go ahead and get game 2 started for you again. I was enjoying those highlights. I was absolutely enjoying those highlights, just watching that cleanup out of Optic there. That was just textbook classic perfection out of them. That's the Optic that I'm used to seeing.
I'm gonna say right before the break there, a lot of teams are opting to go for end zone, like just hard end zone, immediately going for where they think is gonna be the best building or the best little nook. And so if the zone pulls very, very far away from where you land, oftentimes there's really not any way to get in there unless you try to Valk ult and land on somebody. And a lot of teams aren't doing that these days. So yeah, a lot of teams just caught on the edge, and I feel like it's a kind of a dice roll or a coin flip with the edge fights. You know, whether you're the third party or the fourth or the fifth party sometimes near the end there. It's a little bit messy. So yeah, it's really tough when all the teams are trying to do the same strategy in game there.
Yeah, no, I'm anxious. I mean, I'll be happy, like I said, as long as we have anything other than a thermal end zone. The last thing I want to see is another thermal end zone on World's Edge. So maybe we'll get a nice one more. I know that was that was a more central kind of northish one, but I want a skyhook end zone. That makes World's Edge exciting for me. I always want a skyhook end zone. So that's what I'm rooting for. I have no control over the end zones. I don't know where the zones end. I'm not good at reading zones. I know that's been on a lot of discussion across the board everywhere, but if there's anyone that has control, I would like a skyhook end zone, please.
Yeah, and the teams also have to debate, whether if everyone's going to play the end zone comp or the end zone strategy, you might start seeing more aggressive edge comps, because there's a pretty high chance you're not going to have the perfect zone pull towards you. You have to fight these really weird, awkward fights on the edge. So, I mean, Valkyrie's pretty much always in that comp, but then the other two are pretty flexible. Yeah. Might see some more Horizons coming out, something like that.
Oh, I hope so. I love watching Horizon in a fight. I know a lot of people are sick of fighting against the Horizon, but I still think Horizon's so fun. It's such a unique ability to quickly get a fight over with. I enjoy Horizon. I personally am a Horizon main. Would love to see you guys. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're His and Hers live. We are going to be your casters for this evening. We're so happy to be your casters for tonight. This is week 2 qualifiers. There will be a $5,000 final later. I just see you, Andrew, roughing your face here.
I was talking about my makeup, so I mean.
I know, but
wow.
I know it did. You look great, by the way. We will be getting game 2 started here in just a minute. There's a couple commands you can do in chat, though, if you want to see the scores. !" now, and you can see current scores of game 1. We did already show them up on the leaderboard here. The broadcast will be up if you want to review it. !" now. And you can see the scores on your end there. But again, Optic Gaming in first place with 23 points. Sentinel not far behind with 14. Top 10 is all that matters, though. No prize money. It is just a qualifier tonight.
Yep. I'm gonna keep an eye on 100 Thieves tonight. I know they've had some really high highs in Apex, and recently, they're not at their highest potential right now. So we saw them in first game. I'm surprised they got pushed out of the tunnel, like you saw that, and then they had to just slide right down and die to C9. So I don't know. 100 Thieves, I would love to see a big game out of them coming up, and also Dark Zero. We all know they're new here in NA. all moved here, acclimated. I would say they don't have jet lag anymore at this point, so I'd like to
Oh.
see them do well in the next game too.
Yep, I think so. But I don't think we saw much of them. I'm not actually sure where they went down.
Yeah, I
In
wonder if
that
they're on the map.
they were on the map. They were on the map. They are sitting with a 0 next to their name, though, but that's okay. I think we have 4 or 5 teams with the 0 next to their name, so there's plenty of opportunity to get enough to just at least get top 10. I know that I would definitely like to see Dark Zero in the final.
What do you do? What do you do for strategy now, Juka?
For strategy,
You're bottom 10. You have 2 points.
I play edge. When I'm nervous, I play edge, but there's a reason why I'm not competitive and I just talk over competitive gameplay. But I think that I prefer to play edge, rotate late, and just get some scrappy kills that way. That's more my style.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I guess everyone would love for the zone to pull to them. Sometimes that's a little bit of a curse too, though, because you don't get much loot and then everyone's trying to land on your face the whole time.
Mm.
So yeah, it's pretty tough. These lobbies, there's not really a great solution. And then, you know, you're banking on zone pulls. You're gonna have a different comp. If you're banking on fighting edge, you have a different comp. And with all these cryptos in the lobby too, it's a real big pain to just enter a fight everyone down 50 shields.
It really is. I know. I'm looking here. I cannot believe how many cryptos I'm seeing. And again, the fact that there's more than 2 cryptos here in competitive Apex for NA,
Yeah,
that's a lot. And I think we're seeing maybe 4 times that. I can't wait to see some stats, guys. There usually will be some really cool graphics and stats after the events posted on Twitter with these events. I think Oversight made a Twitter account as well where they'll post a lot of that stuff. So, you know, again, you can follow Chrono, Tempo, Oversight, Hyperlux, even us on Twitter. We'll all share that stuff in the data so you guys can see. I find it fascinating, especially since we're in a little bit of a meta change with competitive Apex. All right, taking a look at the map. The players are dropping.
Launch site is what we're going to be looking at. I see Fragment. There's some teams very close to each other on West Fragment. Certainly not enough loot on West Fragment for 2 teams over there. So there, it looks like E8. Yeah, E8's going to look like they're backing off here. Launch site, we do have the 2 teams landing on each other again. It's going to be Rack and Slept On. Right on, and I see shots right now.
You know what we're used to seeing, though, Andrew? Even with 3 teams at Fragment, complexity is often not thirding. And again, I don't know the details of why they wouldn't, but if they do fight early on, I don't think I've ever seen complexity come third that fight as those 2 teams battle out for the West Side. So
very interesting. It's like Rack's going to be pushing up with triple white armors. They are starving Slept On for loot. Slept On only has that upper building to loot as Rack loots the entire lower side. I wouldn't be surprised if Slept On went ahead and bailed and went towards Dome. They're going to be really pinched for loot in there. They're going to each have just 1 gun, only a couple shield cells. I wouldn't be surprised if Rack does a full send here in a minute.
think so. Do you think they have better loot?
Well, triple whites.
I don't know. Maybe
They're feeling great.
Maybe they had some RNG on their favor. Holding a position here, not good when you're on the team on low ground, but like Andrew was saying earlier, they took more of the spot where they landed. So even though Slept On seems to have better loot, a little bit more health on the team with 2 blue shields, they're going to get their beacon. They want that data. They got the information. They know where the zone's going, at least a little bit more. And they're going to just rotate out. Maybe go to Dome. Dome was still free. Not the best loot there, but possibly still free. Maybe even some crafting there. Okay, Smiley losing a player already to the hands of SSG. I saw dropped there with the G7. That man's is incredibly skilled with that weapon. Has plenty of time and experience on Gibby using a G7. Not playing the Gibby anymore, but Gibby's just one of the legends that's just so strong when you have a gun like that.
What do you do here? Looks like they're just going to abandon all chances of the banner. Smiley going to go ahead and try to run off and head towards zone. Have you seen where the zone's pulling yet? Nice shots out of Onmu. Let's go.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, Onmu with Wingman Eva. Lane, Watson. I love the ability with Newcastle. I love Newcastle for comp. I feel like Newcastle is one of the legends as well where, you know, people aren't complaining, but getting shot, that must have been 100 damage frag grenade in the back, probably a sky nade without any indicator. And 100 Thieves are just not in a good spot right now. Being forced into tunnel and maybe even possibly could run directly into another team in Skyhook. I'm not sure if anyone's there on the other side. Trying to put some fences down to slow them down a bit, but E8, I'm surprised they're not playing too aggressive here. And they are. They are met face-to-face with another team in Skyhook. Worst case scenario for 100 Thieves. Not able to grab a banner. No shield on Onmu. ESA are going to want to capitalize on that because you know they only saw 2 bodies right there.
Yeah, that's really tough for 100 Thieves. We saw last game they didn't have a great one either, so they're probably gonna essentially scrap both first games. Dome, we had Rack pull all the way back to Dome, chasing. Wasn't it Slept On that went towards Dome? Looks like Rack chased them.
Yes, they did, and they're
What
going
in the
through
world?
it. They're on fire right now. Impulse, the only player left.
No.
My goodness, Slept On is not happy about this, and they are taking them out one at a time. They did lose their Caustic, though, so it's a 2v1 right here. Crypto wants to walk up. Play this aggressive.
Oh, an Optic. Once again, the perfect cleanup potential here. Coming in, and Rack was eliminated. It looks like Slept On did win that fight. And Optic Game is going to roll in for the easy cleanup once again, as we saw in the first game. So maybe it's not luck. Maybe they have figured this out.
Yeah, Slept On out, E8 out, Optic Gaming showing up at the right place at the right time. All right, and we have some Dark Zero action. I am super excited. We have not seen them yet this evening. And some juicy 301 shots out of Zero, and they're going to push up on that. That was enough damage to where you want to push up. Don't even give them a moment to heal. Dark Zero playing extremely aggressive here. Look at all 3 players so tight together. Still low, 30 flesh. Still not a knock, though. Yeah, look at that. The panic got them split. 1 player through the tunnel. They have 1 singled out. Yeah, Jen did get it on hack. Okay. Stormtroopers eliminated in another fight across the map. No Sentinels, Stormtroopers were fighting. But Dark Zero is on an epic chase. There we go.
Be careful here. You do not want to get called out or run into another team.
No, you do not. What is a Crypto going to do? What's a solo Crypto to do? And I didn't even see a shot connect with him. It must have been across the way right there. Yeah. A season go down to the hands of Dark Zero as they get a couple of points next to their name. They were sitting with 0 points after game 1, so I know they're happy about that. ESA going in hot here. Always hard to push a building when they have the defenses set up like this. There's a pylon in there, but they're being pushed out.
This is Smiley. They're only a duo. We saw earlier they lost one on their rotate, and with Seer, you can see the heartbeats. So as ESA rolled up, they could just immediately see that there was only 2 heartbeats in there, and they just full sent, knowing the 3-2. The 3 versus 2 is very, very hard to mess up in this game.
Hey, it's possible. With these players, though, it is definitely possible. Some high skills in this lobby. And you can see this zone really is pulling another kind of central zone. It's not the Skyhook one that I was hoping for, but I do see a sliver of Skyhook still in there. As you can see, Dark Zero is still there from that chase that they had earlier. What is C9 and Sentinels doing up there? What are you doing, Tech? I think we did see... I saw Sentinels in the kill feed. I don't know if he was able to grab banners. It looks like Tech is solo. And C9, I think they know. I think they know because they're hanging out up there.
Yeah, I think Tech might be the Crypto. I thought I saw a drone flying around up there. So Tech may be getting the banners with the Crypto, and C9 potentially letting Tech live. Dark Zero going to rotate through the cave of death that we saw all the fighting in earlier. And Dark Zero still in it, looking for a good game out of them. 14 squads up. They have a lot of work to do still.
Okay, here we go. Another tunnel fight.
Ooh.
Zero down. You can see everything.
See everything.
You can see absolutely everything. All 3 players right there.
Oh.
Gonna walk up here. They can be aggressive in this. They're taking a little bit of gas damage, it looks like. But again, they do not care.
Oh. Smoke doesn't matter.
Nope.
Eddies don't matter.
Nope. I can't even tell what they're fighting, honestly, at this point. But they are shooting bodies, and bodies are falling over right here. Dark Zero, it looks like they maybe lost a player, Andrew.
What? Oh, a disconnect potentially for Dark Zero there.
Disconnect, indeed. Oh, no. But they still... No, wait. It's just a glitch. It's a glitch on my screen. I think they were all 3 there. On
Okay,
my
that'd
screen,
be
it was
good.
only showing 2 players. That was super odd. I'm pretty sure they were all still there.
That was a great illustration of the Bangalore and Seer combination. You literally you're you're like a mole. You're just rolling through the ground. You don't even need to see anything. It's
Don't moles
interesting.
not even have eyes?
It's interesting. Yeah, I mean, or legs.
I think they have legs.
Just a little like blob that like spins.
They have legs. Can we get a fact check on the mole anatomy, please? All right, complexity. All 3 players alive and well. We have 12 squads left. We're almost halfway done with this lobby. Halfway done. Andrew, you see what I'm talking about? These fights are early. Zone 2. And we have 12 squads left. Everyone's playing so aggressive tonight.
Yeah.
More than I've seen in some of the other events. I like it. I like it. It's early action, honestly. Sometimes when the teams don't fight and they only fight at the very end,
Yeah.
I love the fights being spread out like this. We get to see every single fight when they do this.
It's
It's
good
just
for
different.
complexity. Complexity has a nice positioning here out in the field. Nice spread on whoever this is against the wall. And yeah, complexity looking to have back-to-back top 5 finishes here potentially. Taking a little bit of damage. They're super spread. They're just trying to keep this entire area to themselves. They don't want people rotating through.
There are so many places people could sneak up behind them, though. That is a very bold
bold.
position. I know. That makes me nervous for them to be right there. ESA trying to break in and maybe do a little bit of damage to them, but took a lot more damage than he put out, so he's going to rotate back up.
Sneaky angle there from Luda. There's a team stuck on. Was that an arc stick on a dead body, I think? Or maybe it was just a shield that he hit. Looks like they might drop down here. ESA looking for some kills. They know complexity's on the hill behind, so they definitely can't make any risks here. Complexity sees anybody from ESA go down, they're gonna full send. And SSG eliminated. Was that them down there in the tunnel?
I believe so. SSG out. It looks like bots also going through it a bit here to the hands of Sentinels. ESA on height.
Thieves out too.
I know. We're losing so many amazing teams, and we have half the lobby alive. 10 squads, 27 players left. ESA in a great spot to capitalize and drop down here and get some great shots, some really good movement out of that Watson, but bots out. Bots out. One of the teams that's been playing really well the last couple of weeks in these events. That is not the position that they want, but they do not need to worry. They have 13 points after game 1. They'll be okay. And plenty of opportunities to capitalize on some more points, but this is right now ESA's game.
A lot of free fights going on.
That's what I'm saying, and look how spread out the map is now. We
Cave of Death.
might see some action between G2 and MPS, possibly. Dark Zero's still hanging out in that tunnel.
3 up on that team, so that's confirmed.
Confirmed 3 players on Dark Zero. That's good. That was really weird.
Great news.
The lobby showed 2 players. I was super nervous for them, but yeah, this is some aggressive gameplay these first 2 games, and like I said, 9 squads with a minute and a half for Zone 3.
Take a look though. C9's gonna be safe. Optics is gonna be safe. Complexity is gonna be pretty safe, but G2, MPS, ESA, all on that west side are gonna be pulling up on top of each other, trying to get into zone there. So that's probably what we're gonna be watching mostly. Yeah, and this is MPS. They are trying to get into the Death Cave, but Dark Zero's not really gonna let them do that.
You think they could rotate around? Or just
No,
Valkyrie?
I mean, there's no options either side. I think they have to fight. They have to fight. We'll be seeing that. Unless, is there a sliver that they can exist on this next zone close?
I don't know, but I don't know who I don't know who would win. I mean, a Newcastle in a tunnel seems pretty strong. Having all those abilities to drop a wall and the tactical there with the shield as well. I would say that whole team walking up behind a Newcastle could give MPS the advantage in that fight if they do end up facing each other.
Was a rat potentially for Sentinels? Oh yeah, it was Tech. We saw from earlier. Did just go out, was discovered. It's really almost impossible to rat at all these days with all the seers.
Yep.
Used to be kind of a fun thing where a rat could live all the way to the end, you know, in a really cheeky spot. But these days, it's just not a thing.
All right, you know when a seer gets you on your scan like that, you are very vulnerable. Scan. We see you. Ult down as well. They did move out away from the ult. But if you get on that scan, it's just you have just you're so vulnerable for a couple of seconds. Luda going in with the ult there, losing a lot of health before dropping it. I couldn't even see what he was shooting at, but he's going to go down to some grenades there to the hands of G2. ESA, just a duo.
Pretty wild repeat there from Luda. Only had about 10 HP. G2 just going to easily clean this up. I don't think there was much they could have been done either way. G2 got a really nice start to that fight. Seemed like G2 caught them off guard somehow, even though I'm sure they knew
Luda
about
had
it.
his ult in hand. He was ready to throw that ult. I saw him hold, with it.
G2 just out-angled him there.
They really did. This is a good game out of G2. Again, G2 not able to play in the first week, last week, so I'm happy to see them in here and playing really well.
Look at the parts on that 301.
Yeah.
Thing is kidding.
Fully kitted.
Great
shots. Cool 90. Everyone you look at, 90 less health.
Oh, this guy's dead.
Oh. Getting the shield swap there. That was a
made it.
fast swap indeed. Trying to get quickly to that box and avoid. And they're gonna. He's out. He's out. Okay. Drop down. I love the pre-throwing of the gravity lift right there.
Yeah.
Just kind of knew that you were gonna be over and done with.
Nice safety net though. All right, here we go. C9's gonna be taking some shots with the 301 on single fire. You don't see that very often these days. Naughty gonna roll up here with the Bangalore. I'm a big fan of Bangalore in the meta right now, or at least trying to be in the meta. I'm not sure. We can't say it's fully in yet.
Bangalore paired often so well with a Bloodhound.
Oh my!
Rocker going down there to the hands of Optic Gaming, winners of game 1. Looks like they are still carrying forward that same momentum as they're fighting C9 here. They're rotating up. They're prioritizing their position on high ground and then just shoot down at the rest of C9. Dupe with just a sliver of health.
Really?
I'm gonna try to hit a med kit here, please.
We haven't seen Optic Gaming take any damage this entire day yet, so they're finally actually getting shot at. They really are. C9 is the duo. What's up, Juka?
No, I was just gonna say don't count them out. C9, they are a duo. They should be able to grab banner, but there's most likely not going to be a single safe place to res. But Optic Gaming left because they didn't have a safe space to go for next zone. So you see that. That's kind of why they went up there and some.
Oh, there's a Kraber and a bow in the kill feed right now. I don't know what's happening.
Bodies are falling because there's a Kraber and a bow in the kill feed. Complexity with the superior position on Optic Gaming and now C9.
Yeah, Optic Gaming, I think their perfect love story is going to come to an end here shortly. They're stuck in the cut. Complexity has a really good gatekeep on them. This is Optic that we're seeing running down the hill, and they're getting cracked, shot from all angles, and that is... Wait, C9? Where did Optic go? Do we know where Optic went? This is C9.
Optic rolled in, and they were getting punished by Complexity, so that's why, C9 came in after them. That's why they moved in. Optic is out, Andrew. They were pinched. Complexity capitalizing on all of this. They were in a better spot. Big crypto ult. Jen Burton completely losing his shield here. This is against HEC versus Dark Zero. And Complexity also taking some shots with it. We're down to only 5 teams. 5 teams left. It's a very, very open zone.
Yeah, Complexity's having a great game number 2 as well. They had a really good game number 1. And they're coming in for a really good third party potentially. They have a lot of loot to sit on. A lot of armor swaps as well. Whoever's in that trailer is putting down a pretty good fight though, so they're gonna have to back it up. And they don't want to be the team with 5 squads left. It's causing all the ruckus. They're just gonna get third partied, so they're just gonna lay low, see if other teams are forced to fight each other, which it looks like it is. Monsoon getting a kill on Dark Zero. Yeah, Dark Zero was stuck in between there on the trailer and another team. And it was G2 on the other side.
Top 5 finish for Dark Zero though, so they're gonna definitely get some placement points. G2 going through it right now. Design out. Design out indeed. Chaotic result of the only 2 players left. Might be able to get a smoke res.
Definitely. It looks like Shuby Tubi on the far side trying to grief it, but as a solo, not really going to get much work done. Oh, there's a duo. Pow Pow dropping down. Yeah, Madness up there too. All right, they're just split. They're just playing split over there.
Yeah,
so
they're
MPS
all
looking
3.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're all very, very split, but they do have to move in for this next position here, and they're going to have to fight.
You see
Complexity.
the pinch here. MPS deciding Complexity is going to get the the brunt of the pinch here. Taking the right side. Complexity has a team behind them as well, which we know on the trailer. So Complexity might be dying here. And pushing fully into MPS right now. You saw Monsoon just slide in and go down. G2 shooting Complexity in the back as well. Lux in the kill feed taking a shot in the ass from the Kraber. And MPS now getting shot from G2 as well. So MPS backfiring a bit here. Complexity putting up a hell of a fight. And Complexity is going to go down as well.
It looks like a G2 cleanup.
It's
It looks like it, but
MPS.
there's only one player left. We have a 1v1, and it
right.
is G2, the winners of game 2.
Free win.
G2, they were just on the right side with all of the, actually, well, the right side being the left side there of the map, and they were able to just walk up, and I think it was MPS pushing in on Complexity there that was so good that the action started on the east side, which just gave G2, the west side of the map, the advantage to just kind of push in and clean up the rest of that fight. G2, well done.
Yep. 3 squads up. With 3 squads up, MPS there. They drop down from the tower. They're really hoping. Hold on, what do we got here?
I think that was the right call, though. They had to pick a fight. They had to pick a fight, and there was a lot more cover for them to walk up that way. It would have been a really difficult fight, but they had to fight there.
Yeah, they're definitely hoping that they can push Complexity into G2.
G2, look at them. This whole game.
Yeah.
What a clean game for them. That's the confidence. That's the boost needed. The HEC there, that was them with the bow check earlier.
Oh.
Some really good moments, and again, we got to see so much fighting and so much action that game. You know, the fact that the fights were all kind of spread out.
Look how free it is for G2 back there, just taking free shots all up. And G2 almost threw this because G2 really should have not had any issue with that fight at the end. Yeah, you could see G2 was back on the trailer, just all red shields, just shooting them all in the back. Should have been a really easy win for them, but like we saw, Complexity was putting down a hell of a firefight there in the middle. MPS tried to rotate around the backside of Complexity and force Complexity into G2. That would have been ideal for MPS, but Complexity turned around and just slid right into MPS and almost pulled it off. If G2 would have lost that, we'd have had words about it.
Oh, okay. Okay. You give them your words, Andrew, but
I had to have a talk about that. It's turned off.
no, G2, that's the thing with the Newcastle, though. While there was not a structure and building there, we saw 2 Newcastle walls. You can completely hide there. There were shield swaps, boxes. We don't know. They could have been swapping shields like Tic Tacs out there. So maybe G2 was putting out a lot of damage, but I was surprised to see 2 of them go down there. Absolutely. But that was their game. Optic Gaming coming out strong game 1. Game 2 was all about G2. And let's take a look at the scores. As you can see, okay, it looks very similar. They had a 23-point game. They had a 23-point game. Complexity with 7 kills, a 14-point game for them. MPS been playing extremely consistent. Very happy to see that team playing well. 13 points. Dark 0. They did manage to get top 5. They had a lot of fights, a lot of action. Remember, they were pushed all the way through Skyhook, but enough for them to get 10 points, as well as HEC.
Yeah, we have a couple teams in the bottom 10 here that aren't used to it. SSG on 14th right now. Definitely not a familiar spot for them to be in this lobby. 100 Thieves also in 11th place right now. Going to need some points in the next few games to get out of here.
Now, that is just game 2, though. So those were not the overall scores. That was just for game 2. So SSG, I think they capitalized on a couple of kills early on, but I don't know if it was enough for them to be in the top 10. We'll see here. I think they only have 6 or 7 points total. We'll get that most likely. The total scores up to you guys here in just a bit, but that was a good game. That was a lot of action. Like I might need to grab more water, honestly, with the amount of action that we've seen in these first 2 games.
Sounds like it.
No, indeed.
Looks like you're being slowly choked out over there.
All right, well, guys, I'm going to go grab myself some water. Everyone take a quick snack break, and we'll be right back with game 3.
So, Complexity might be dying here. And pushing fully into MPS right now. You saw Monsoon just slide in and go down. G2 shooting Complexity in the back as well. Lux in the kill feed taking a shot in the ass from the Kraber. And MPS now getting shot from G2 as well. So MPS backfiring a bit here. Complexity putting up a hell of a fight. And Complexity is going to go down as well.
It looks like a G2 cleanup.
It's
It looks like it, but there's only one player left. We have a 1v1, and it is G2.
Much they could do, but FaZe do get a little bit of hype for now. They can take down Sweet. They've got a shot at this. Flesh gets found by Gilded, and RG need to play this slow, even from the height, but they cannot challenge effectively. Gilded is instead going to pop down low, see if he can find a few cheeky shots here and there. Get that shield break. The swap isn't good enough, and Snipe down. It has fallen, and RG still have to finish off the remaining members of FaZe, but it should be easy. One more. Them is down on this low ground. Slurp cannot do anything, even from height.
3 World's Edge about to come up. Yeah, there's some teams that definitely perform better on World's Edge than Stormpoint, so World's Edge is your map. This is your last chance.
Yep. All right. So, guys, game 3. This is a qualifier. Top 10 tonight. We'll get to move over to the $5,000 event later this week, the final. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard. And we do have a new team in first place. That is going to be G2 on top with 33 points overall. Optic Gaming in second with 30. MPS in third with 24. Complexity in fourth with 19. And Bots in fifth with 18. And yeah, Andrew, SSG did capitalize, it looks like, a little bit of points on the game 1 there. They did get 7 kills, but that is going to not be enough to put them on the left-hand side of the leaderboard, which is where you really, really want to be. Top 10 move forward to next week.
A couple teams really taking the lead right now. 33 points and 30 points. That's a big lead over the bottom 10 right now. So G2 and Optic looking pretty sturdy. And they're going to be going into the last game trying to just salvage a couple more points. I don't know. At this point, I don't think you have a big enough lead to really rest at all. You know, you can have up to a 20-25 point game if you do well. So the teams in the back right now, definitely still optimistic. But if you're in the bottom 10 right now and you don't have a big game in the next game or two, it's going to be lights out.
Hey, it's entirely possible that I always talk about this, but Sentinels did this one time to us. Almost gave us a heart attack in the process, but they were in 17th or 18th place going into game 6 of a qualifier in split 1. Had a massive game. I think they had a 33-point game 6, and was just enough to squeeze into 10th place position to qualify for the finals. So I've seen it happen before. It was definitely a nail biter indeed, but great scores from all the teams so far. And we have the dropship coming from an entirely different position right now, as we take a look at all of the players dropping in.
Yeah, I got a little ahead of myself there. They only need top 10 today. So, you know, top 3, not as big of a deal as normal. So, yeah, the teams in the bottom half right now, actually, no worries, because it's actually good the first couple teams have a lot of points. That gives you a lot of space to potentially get 5 through 10 on the placement.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, it looks like launch site again. We do have 2 teams landing there. Now, that doesn't look like they're right on top of each other. So they could potentially have a chase. Last game, remember, they landed here, slept on left, went over to Dome, and then they ended up winning the fight. But then they kind of were all losers because I think Optic Gaming right over there at Lava City were just able to quickly swoop down and clean it up. So I don't think they want to do that again. If these 2 teams are going to fight, they really should fight right here at launch site.
My question is, how did Optic Gaming know to go down to Dome?
They heard the fight. They heard it.
I guess it just took a long time.
I mean, I don't know. It was part of their rotation. They know things.
Knowers.
They know things.
All right,
Okay.
this is going down for sure. Last time, Rack had to chase all the way across the map to get the Slepton fight, but it looks like Slepton is going to hold the door and get some back angles too.
Almost getting a stick right there. I feel like that was just a couple of inches to the side there. Rack rotating around. They're all just trying to look how closely together slept on their plane. I mean, their silhouettes through the map really looked as if it was one body. They're going to try to rotate here. They're using this building here as the potential meeting ground. Only one door left. If they peek here, could be devastating. Rack getting down very low health for Prodigy Aces. Slepton needs to capitalize on this, but it looks like they just kind of returned the favor and did the same amount of damage that they just put out here. This fight could go either way.
Pretty good standoff here. I wonder if Optic Gaming is going to do the thing once again and come third party. This fight's taking a very long time. No team really has an edge at the moment. A couple cracks here and there, but no significant damage and no significant ground gain. Both teams pretty much in the same spot still. It does look like, ooh, Psycho did get picked off there. That was a headshot from Impulse. That was probably a big one. Impulse really nice, and that is going to be the cleanup for Rack, all because of that one Sentinel headshot. Sentinels do a lot of damage.
He's calling for the help of his teammates. I absolutely know he is here. Prodigy Ace is putting out a ton of damage, doing a good job of laying low and not overextending because it is just so important to not even get a single person knocked because, as Andrew just mentioned, Optic Gaming is not too far away, just 2 POIs over, and they definitely could have heard that. But you know what? Right now, it is all about OXG and Dark Zero as they fight over here a little bit more central of the map. Neither one of these teams need to leave zone.
Big problem here. Big problem here for OXG. They don't have a Seer. They're fighting in a Seer ult. They're pretty much dead. There's really not much you can do. Seer ult gives you such a huge advantage if the other team doesn't have a Seer. You literally can just out angle, you can pre-fire, you can do everything that makes it literally impossible to fight against. So OXG opting not to use a Seer and paying for it big time there.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they dropped that ult outside the building and they were just all pinched in that building, that was just like a clean, easy attack from Dark Zero, and they made that look very, very easy.
We had a Bangalore,
why can't we do that in ranked? I kind of want to. Yeah, I feel like we need to take exactly that. Find a team, drop your ult outside. There's nothing they can do about it, and just punish them. Absolutely punish. Yeah.
They smoked the entire inside of the building and Seer ulted it. Like literally, OXG could have just alt tabbed, and there's pointless to even try to fight that.
Okay. Moving over to Harvester here. Not sure if Complexity maybe wants to try to do a little bit of crafting or if they're going to meet a team and have some drama. But Complexity, we've been playing really well all night. Remember, you guys in chat, you can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores. There will be information regarding this tournament on Liquipedia as well as all over Twitter. Oh, yeah. Well, look at all of the teams already in Harvester. Optic's going to Valve ult out there. I'm not sure where they're going to land. This could just be like an intel ult, just trying to get some information and see where everyone is. They want to go to the high ground up there. Yeah, I mean, this is a good spot to hold as long as the team doesn't push you from staging or the tunnel. And you can see there's Watson fences already down there. I don't even know if another team was situated. And look at everyone looking at them from both sides here. As Complexity is definitely walking up. They want to walk up and say hello.
Yeah, Complexity was really quick on trying to get that. Oh, and Optic Gaming going to full send. They see that they have the duo out of Complexity, and Complexity going to pay for this huge. Monsoon tried to go ahead and get the sweep on the side, and Optic Gaming noticed that it was only 2 people, probably because they have a Seer and saw the heartbeats. And Complexity eliminated, making a big misstep there. It was actually really good play from Optic Gaming to notice 2 players were called out by themselves, and Bot's going to come in potentially to clean up Optic Gaming right now. Can Optic Gaming use the armor swaps and hold off the bots is the question. Stomps on one, getting an armor swap. I'm surprised that was actually in there.
Did you see they got the Optic Gaming? I don't know what the heck they just did, but they were getting thirded by bots. And Optic is winning this, even though they should have been at a major disadvantage right there. Wait, they did just end up going down there, though. Optic Gaming did end up going down. I'm not sure how they got that initial knock on the Watson, but that was a really good fight. And again, a third party, you're not supposed to win those, but they put in full effort to potentially try. E8 owning that area now with all of the loot.
Yeah, Mercy, I don't know how Mercy convinced his team that he was going to play Fuse instead of Seer, because they have the perfect comp to have a Seer, and Mercy's playing Fuse instead of Seer. I'm not sure how much he paid for them to let him play Seer, but he is playing Fuse.
Because Fuse is great. Andrew's not a believer in Fuse. I think he needs some convincing. I love Fuse on this map. I think Fuse is great. I think Fuse is fun to play, and I love seeing a Fuse on this map. Okay, MPS with the loot. When you have a Loba on the team, you really hope you get zone. You don't really, you don't need to rotate. You know, you hope you get a good position in zone because you don't need to have fights to get that top placement when you have a Loba. You just keep dropping those ults down, getting the loot of everyone dying all around you.
I think it's desperate, though, honestly, to play Loba, because if you don't get the zone pull, you die to the Seer team. So, you know, they're going to have a really good end game now if they can get there.
Yeah.
But if they have to do any edge fighting with Loba instead of Seer, I think that's a big throw.
I think that's why MPS, you see them, they're prioritizing their position. Trying to get in there really quickly. Okay, and look at C9 taking their sweet time on the right side. Look at them. There's a much shorter path they could take. Absolutely. You know, they land up at Climatizer. There's a way shorter path. They could have gone through Fragment East or even Fragment West for a shorter rotation, but they're taking their time. They're rotating in. They probably hit that beacon over there, and they're going to come into Harvester on the side. SSG holding the other edge of circle. Looking at ESA. SSG won a fight here earlier. It was a game 1, I believe. They won a fight at Landslide. They often fight at Landslide with where they land. They usually have to rotate through here. And great wingman shots right in the face. Body. Man, if that stun hits too, that might be enough. Yeah, and okay. Okay, Capra, I see you.
They are way out of position, though.
Both teams are out of position, but that means this could be a fair 3v3, which we do love to see those.
Yesé is going to try to push up here. Maybe get a back angle. Capra's going to be on the left side here. This is potentially a little vulnerable in case there was anybody over to the left, but I guess they've cleared it. Yesé going to try to make this fight happen. They are way out of zone, like we mentioned, so they might be able to get this off without a third party coming in to clean them up. They need to make it pretty fast, though, with a minute left on zone. It's only zone 2, so...
They're taking space. They're walking up. They're right on them. I was about to say, if they have a Seer that they know, Seer knows all. Seer sees all. They could do a dirty swing right here, as Capra is pushed ahead of the team a little bit.
They need some big entry damage. That's decent, but they're going to need a little more that they can go ahead and cover the... There's about 30, 40 yards of open ground they need to cover. The only way to really do that is if you catch the team you're trying to push healing or something. So they need some type of entry damage. Back on the charge rifle, still sitting on top of that tower. You see that?
Yeah, I mean, you can... If that's the gun you're running, you honestly, you're doing more for your team by holding that position and just punishing them if they walk up at all. SSG turned around and is now shooting... Is that a different team he was shooting right there?
No, it's still
they're
them.
they're so split. I'm surprised at how split they are.
Not really sure how that fight was ever going to work for ESA, but tried. SSG just kind of holding still. And ESA is probably going to have to go through the tunnel over at Landslide, which... Oh, there's not a team in there. SSG just going to go ahead and back up on the bridge. Only zone 2. Nothing too crazy yet as far as zone damage goes. Dark Zero looking for a good game.
In thermal, rotating in.
Let's see where they're able to land.
They're going to fly right over G2. G2 is holding. You can see here. They know G2 knows this is not position. They know this is not end zone, but they typically land down in thermal. and they haven't moved too far, but they're holding the backside of this rock just to try to get teams that are rotating in late. Avoiding taking any damage right there. Dark Zero did land low ground staging. They're going to have to fight one team, oh, possibly two teams if G2 ends up walking up on the bridge, which they very well might. Smiley holding another ground. Yeah?
You ever get staging and countdown mixed up?
No, that's just you.
That's just me?
Yeah. Maybe one person in chat feels bad and will say they do too, but I think that's just you.
Survey camp. That's what that was earlier, by the way. Survey camp. Oh. E9.
Speaking of survey camp.
E9, this is not survey camp. This is
We're
right
near
outside
it.
of Fragment. This is right outside of Fragment.
Closer to it.
Where's survey camp in relation to us right now?
To the right! I think we need to do GeoGuess or Apex. I am confident I will beat you all day long in GeoGuess or Apex. But we'll carry on. We'll save that. We'll save that. We'll save that for another day. GeoGuess or version of Apex. Okay. C9 needs to be really careful, though. They need to be careful. They have to rotate in for next zone. ESA is still right there. Andrew, you had mentioned that they were going to maybe rotate, but that okay, they're just going to Valcold out. And that allows C9 to possibly do the same behind them or walk up through spot. Oh, yeah. They're going to rotate up. SSG's really looking closely at Smiley still.
Oh, they're landing. MPS is landing right on Sentinels. Literally right on Sentinels outside the tunnel over there. We're about to see that light up in the kill feed. SSG also taking a fight against... Slept on? Is this is Smiley. SSG throwing the Seer ult down. Committed here. Throwing the nades in. It looks like all three people right in front. That's going to miss. But they're still in the Seer ult. And it looks like SSG is going to get wiped here. Smiley taking down two players and getting some really good back angles. And that Frex and Shrug both dead. This is the fight that we saw potentially happening earlier. This is Sentinels. Did Sentinels die that quickly? MSP landed right on Sentinels.
They did. They did.
Yeah, ESA, or sorry, E8 coming in to clean it up. MPS. Oh my dude, I can't even.
Andrew,
I get too fast. It's
Andrew, it's okay.
Fast.
I got it. Andrew, take a break. I got you. E8 eliminated C9, winning
survey
the
camp.
Exchange in the survey camp. C9 winning the fight right here. Gonna break that ult. No more footsteps watched for you. They do have another team right behind them here. Gonna have to hold off the Horizon ult. Just gonna avoid the Horizon ult. Not even paying it really any attention here. I didn't see anyone get sucked into it either. Zach getting very, very low health. Great shots out of Naughty with the car.
Yum.
Mid NATO too. Zach not even healing up. Full shield. About 4 health. Naughty down. Rocker full health. Rocker needs to really push up here. And last person out. Rack eliminated. ESA also eliminated. We do have G2 in a pinch. G2 holding building here with not a single defense to their name here, but a in Chaotic's name is going to just be the game changer and enough to win that fight. HEC out.
Imagine if strafing just didn't matter, because like his tracking, it didn't matter if he went left to right. His tracking was center mass perfect. Like Chaotic, give us a break, man.
I think the RE45 really is the strongest gun in the game right now, and in the right player's hands, like Chaotic's hands, it is deadly. Absolutely deadly.
So many teams over there where C9 is currently looting on the north side. 4 teams died there, all trying to rotate in from the north side. And then a couple teams even died trying to grief the third party. So
did you see what I just saw, Andrew? The double res. 2 players dropping out right there.
PKP.
How long do you think they're going to live? I don't know. There's a couple teams in this area, and if one team pushes, they're just going to get punished by another team. But two newborns just coming out of the heavens right there. I don't know how they're still alive.
Yeah, they should be dead in a matter of seconds, but they are on the low ground. Free agents don't want to drop down because obviously they have a great spot. They don't want... The second they drop down, their spot's going to be taken. Looks like G2 is going to try to push up here. Getting high with the Horizon. Really nice shots there. Calling out Vax. Vax had really good positioning until the Horizon set said they're gonna get high as well, and down goes Vax. Not even trying to block the bullets. Probably really frustrated about that. And looks like G2 actually it's gonna be a 2v2 now. Design does go down once again. Design being the aggressor for G2 right now, taking a lot of the damage early on in these fights for G2, and hopefully does not get thirsted yet. It does. It's gonna be a 2v2 season.
He's prioritizing the loot a little bit right now, though.
Wait,
Looting
what
up.
happened to Vax, though? They just got cleaned up from the backside. I didn't see it in the kill feed. That was my bad.
Okay, season
The 100
cleaning up.
Thieves got sandwiched there, huh?
9 squads left. 22 players, though. We have a lot partial teams in this lobby.
Lucky, man. 100 Thieves not having a great day.
Spike in the area with grenades. Not connecting any damage there, but this Bang is just have moments left of her life. And they are out. G2. The duo of G2 eliminated. Wow. Top 10 finish for them. Again, they were in first place overall. Exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores and standings. But G2, they can afford to have not the best game and still most likely qualify just based off of their performance so far. But Season a team that definitely needs some points. Trying to capitalize them on right now. Searold is down. Dark Zero is in the middle of it. MPS, C9. Dark Zero need to play tight together. They need to play cautious here. As you can see some insane shots out of Jen Burton. That is the Jen Burton that we know and love. Great flatty shots and C9 out. Smiley also going down earlier in an exchange. Dark Zero very low with health though. Probably getting thirded.
It's all going to come down to this last moment here. I think all the teams are pretty much converging. Season, really good momentum right now, and they probably have really good loot. Yeah, Season going to get angles, but no shot. Instantly going down. Dark Zero potentially going to hold it. This is a third party from Season. You should win this season.
No, not with Dark Zero all playing tight together and a swing as wide as I just saw them swing there. You can't swing that wide on Dark Zero. Absolutely, you're going to get one clipped as you just saw there. Dark Zero. All 3 players still alive, still not with full health, can hopefully have a moment of peace to heal up and get ready for the next fight. All right, here we go. I got it. You guys, can we get some hype, please, for Stormtroopers, one of our Challenger Circuit teams, playing against all of the Pro League teams. They played really, really well last week in the qualifiers. They played exceptionally well last week in the qualifiers. Happy to see them back in here. Didn't have the position or the placement that they wanted in the finals last week. Sitting right now with 0 points, so I know that top 4 right now for them is looking pretty good, but they want more. They want a big game here. You can see someone going down to a thermite.
That's embarrassing. Death to thermite. And everyone has to see in the kill feed.
Well, I mean, would you rather go down to a knuckle cluster by a fuse? You know what? I'm going to say a Sheila to me is still one of the most infuriating deaths. All right, Dark Zero in a great spot. Again, they've already moved in, and we're going to go ahead and do a listen-in live to the comms.
Okay, one team high ground, one team boss. So
Okay.
we can go play that as well. Like, we have so much freedom. Get this nade. We have all ults, yeah? All ults.
Yep. Yeah.
I think when we die, just some get like dude climbing up on us. I should just chill. I think we just win in-game.
Yeah, it's on us. Like what? It's like on this corner.
Yeah.
Like, on top.
Let's scan this area.
Yeah.
Forget that.
We just gotta focus high ground team, that's it. Low ground team's like pretty fucked. I have 4 nades, like we see how they can't get broken and we bang out for the high ground team. You can pick like here on me as well. Purple 50. I'm scanning inside comp. Is it Watson team top? Robs.
Yeah, Watson team.
Yeah. It's not likely, but I'm just gonna sit on this door until it's out. In case they try something skits.
Pretty sure it's Newcastle inside. They dropped low ground? They're playing this.
Alright.
Yeah, they are.
Jen, you can kind of swing.
Alright. And
I
but
don't know.
I was gonna wait for the door to close. I'm doing it.
Let's scope this quadrant out here.
If you have nades, you can kind of fuck them up.
Well, they got one
That
zone
Watson
line.
though.
All right, cool. Yeah, we're back. We're back in here with Dark Zero, and it looks like Jim Burton's gonna get an angle. You saw. It's gonna be a little bit risky. Jim Burton does not want to take damage. It definitely cannot go down here. They are aware Jim Burton's doing this. There's nothing they can really do about it. They can't push him at the moment. So Jim Burton's gonna be able to
No.
pick at them, but yeah, he could take a couple headshots and you're down there. So Jim Burton's gonna be really careful here.
Yeah, he cannot overextend, like you mentioned. That's perfect. But yeah, his teammates have his back. If they do push out, if they leave that high ground area, his teammates are going to light them up. Not only his teammates, but the team that's inside as well. 3 teams left. Jen said, I'm gonna play with you guys. I'm gonna get up here on height and look at where that zone's going. Andrew, do you stay inside if you're the team inside? Do you stay underneath? Like, what do you do here? Who's gonna win this?
For sure, for sure. This is gonna come down once again. We got 3 squads up. One team's gonna probably int another one, and then someone's gonna have a free cleanup. So we're just waiting for that to happen. It looks like the Newcastle team's gonna have to move any second, and they're probably gonna push into the building. So I think Dark Zero's looking like they're gonna have to win here.
Okay, yeah, it looks like they do have to move in a little bit there. That ult is no longer in the safe space. And look at them, all 6 players right there. 6 enemies detected. Oh, can we get a cheeky angle shooting straight down on them? Incredibly difficult to shoot straight down like that, but not for Jen. Oh my goodness. 1 down. 2 down. Stormtroopers
Last 2
eliminated.
teams. Oh, the smoke is out, though. This could be a disaster for Jim Burton. And MPS going to probably take this. Bangalore's Shuby Tubi also.
No, Dark Zero did.
What?
I couldn't see what was happening. I don't think the players could see what was
They were
happening
just
either.
spinning.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In games like that, are you just clicking the buttons everywhere and just hoping that a melee's gonna connect or a shot's gonna connect there at the end? Like, what do you do end game like that when you're in all the smoke like that? It is so chaotic. No digi in the smoke. Can't see anything. Well done, Dark Zero. That is a game that they needed.
I mean, I definitely called it there at the end. Dark Zero did not have the easy cleanup I thought they might be able to have. They had to drop down and definitely fight it out. Really, really close there at the end, too. Both teams basically just holding the trigger down and spinning in circles.
That's just when the bullets run out, the fists come out. Oh, I loved this moment here with Chaotic with the RE45 just absolutely doing so much damage.
Yeah,
Indeed,
that's not fair.
it is
That's
not
crazy.
fair at all.
That's crazy.
It is not. Good games, though, and you'd love to see different teams performing well on all 3 games of World's Edge so far. Takeaways from this is, again, I just still feel like the fights are happening a little early on. I'm surprised at the limited number of teams that we have alive. You know, when Zone 2, Ring 3 is closing up here, but you have
you
to
can
love
see.
at least 3 teams up for a final zone like we just saw there. That makes for a very exciting endgame.
Yeah, really nice job out of Dark Zero. They held off a couple third parties during that game. You saw they were pushed. They had a third party fight when they were pushed by Season that they potentially should have lost. I mean, they were definitely not the favorite to win that fight. They won that fight. And yeah, Dark Zero has been looking for a good game today. Like we said, they only need to get top 10, which they're definitely going to be firmly in now. But yeah, they've been trying to get some momentum here in NA, and that's a really good one for them.
Yeah. Yeah, no, well done. Again, I'd love to see a different winner each and every game. We're going to move over to Storm Point for the next 3 games. In my opinion, I love Storm Point for comp. I enjoy watching fights on Storm Point, but you know what? World's Edge did not disappoint. Did not disappoint at all. We saw a lot of fights. The reason why I don't like World's Edge is usually because there's so many third parties, or if it's like a zone that ends towards Fragment or towards Skyhook, there's just so many teams alive, so they all fight at exactly the same time. But the fights were spaced out, so World's Edge was looking pretty good. I can't wait till we get over to Storm Point for the next 3 games. Again, this is just a qualifier. Top 10 teams tonight will get to play in the $5,000 final. This is a 6-week-long series. If you missed the first bit, it was a 6-week-long series with 5Ks every single week, followed by a $20,000 playoff. We're going to be doing the same thing again with the split to 6 weeks. This is just week number 2. And let's take a look at the game 3 scores.
Yeah, Dark Zero, massive game there. I said a big win is 20 to 25 points. Yeah, normally people don't get 16 kills, so they had 28 points in that one win. So that's going to be a huge motivation confidence booster for Dark Zero there. And what's the other team I was looking for was 100 Thieves. Yeah, they're still struggling a bit today. So yeah, Dark Zero doing well. 100 Thieves looking to pick up the slack on the Storm Point games that are coming up, but really solid game overall.
Absolutely. I think that those scores might be enough for Dark Zero and MPS to take first and second and bump G2 down a little bit. Again, top 10 is all that matters, but we'll see here. We'll get the overall game scores up to you guys in just a moment, but huge game. Biggest game so far of the night goes to Dark Zero and that game 3 right there. And we are going to take a quick break. We'll get the overall scores up to you guys right when we come back and game 4 started. Space and look at them, all 6 players right there. 6 enemies detected. Oh, can we get a cheeky angle shooting straight down on them? Incredibly difficult to shoot straight down like that, but not for Jen. Not, oh my goodness. 1 down, 2 down. Stormtroopers eliminated.
Oh, the smoke is out, though. This could be a disaster for Jim Burton. And MPS gonna probably take this. Bangalore, Shooby, Tubi also.
No, Dark Zero did.
What?
Couldn't see what was happening. I don't think the players could see what was happening either.
Spinning.
I'm gonna be honest with you. In games like that, are you just clicking the buttons everywhere and just hoping that a melee's gonna?
Much they could do, but FaZe do get a little bit of hype for now. They can take down Sweet. They've got a shot at this. Flesh gets found by Guild, and NRG need to play this slow, even from the height, but they cannot challenge effectively. Guild is instead going to pop down low, see if he can find a few cheeky shots here and there. Gets that shield break. The swap isn't good enough, and Snipe down. It has fallen. NRG still have to finish off the remaining members of FaZe, but it should be easy. One more. Them is down on this low ground. Slurp cannot do anything, even from height. Okay. All right, we're having a little bit of fun as FaZe know that they can't win this game, and instead are gonna let NRG finish the job. That's a good win for NRG in our first game of World's Edge. It's about time. It is more than about time that NRG finally source a win for themselves.
Nice. So
All right, hello and welcome back. We are done with World's Edge. We are halfway done with tonight's tournament, actually.
Storm Point, I still love World's Edge personally, but I think Storm Point for me equally is as fun for ranked. What do you think? Are you better on Storm Point right now than World's Edge? Because we have so much more time on World's Edge, but Storm Point for me it's growing a lot.
I don't know.
I go back and forth. World's Edge for me used to be my favorite map by a landslide, but Storm Point, really good in private servers.
And you know what, guys? There's a reason why I'm casting and not calculating, because I was wrong. G2 is still in the lead, but not by much. 1 point separating them from the second place team, MPS, and then only 1 more point separating them from Dark Zero in 3rd place right there. Optic Gaming having a heck of a night with 4th place, 34 points. Cloud9, that's one of the teams that I called tonight, Andrew. I said I wanted to see C9 with not only a top 10, but possibly a top 5 finish. We need a little bit of some solid games on Storm Point to secure that, but Bots, Complexity, HEC, Sentinels, and ESA rounding out your top 10. So far, they have a space right now for the finals later this week, but anything could happen the next couple of games.
Yeah, SSG is going to be devastated if they don't make top 10 today. They'll be very disappointed. I don't
think they've ever not qualified.
Yeah, in 12th place right now, and they're very close. Stormtroopers also having a pretty good day as well with 10 points, looking to get into the finals as well. So I don't know. We're a couple teams to watch on the bottom 10 there that definitely should be making it into the top team.
Yeah, absolutely. Guys, if you're just tuning in, hi, hello. We're happy to have you here. Welcome. We are His and Hers Live. We are your casters for this evening. You can call me Judy or Juka. I do have chat open. We like to do these broadcasts a little different, and I am keeping a close eye on chat. So I see you guys. I want to see some hype in chat. I want to see what teams you're rooting for. I want to see what teams you want to see. I do want to say thank you so very much to Hyperlux for sponsoring and putting on these events. You guys are amazing and doing some awesome things for the Apex community. I feel like we had a couple of month break from the previous pro series that we were working on. So it's always nice to see this up. And again, we love this, you know, having a reoccurring weekly event, actually twice a week with the qualifiers and then the finals. It's really nice to have that steady gameplay. And let's talk about awesome practice and prize money for these pros.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm nervous for a couple of the teams. I've seen a few teams that are just underperforming recently, and I'm not going to name any names, but you do have to be a little concerned. I mean, you're not guaranteed a starting position on these pro teams, so at some point you do have to start thinking, is it me? Is what's going on here? Is there any way we can flip the script and do well? Like, I don't know, man. I'm nervous for a few of the teams at the moment.
I don't know. Could just be, you know, you're figuring out what legends work for you. Maybe a little bit of a shift for who's the IGL on the squad sometimes here or there. Some teams rocking the co-IGL too. But Andrew, sounding like you maybe know some stuff. You know some potential swaps that might be happening. Do tell.
Can't say anything. I know a lot, but I can't say anything.
Okay. Okay.
Contracts.
Contracts. You don't have contracts. You don't have contacts or contracts, man. All right, we're getting game 4 started now, and we'll see a little bit of a different legend lineup here from the teams. I still am seeing quite a few cryptos though. OXG with the Gibraltar on the team. So many open areas on Storm Point. And with that dotted line circle that you guys see on your screen right there, you can see where this zone is already pulling. So this is definitely going to be more of Cenote Barometer type area. Sometimes we have 2 teams land Barometer. I'm not sure if we have any areas that are being contested on this map, but we will see here in just a few moments.
Yeah, it's funny. The other day we were playing Fortnite, and yeah, I said that. And the colors in Apex for me, seem vibrant, but then when you play like a game like Fortnite, the vibrance slaps you in the face. And I had to go back and turn my vibrance up for Apex a little bit.
You did absolutely. And then Fortnite would just, there's a reason why it's geared for younger eyes though, Andrew. I'm still definitely a fan of Apex coloring, and you can't even get me started on the movement. The movement in this game is something that we just keep going back to and talking. And until you play another game, and I'll admit, we were playing Warzone for a little bit here and there, and I officially said we are retiring Warzone from our stream. I'm back to the Apex. Absolutely. You cannot. And what on earth do we have happening here already? I haven't even had a moment. People are still in the air flying in, and ESA has already lost a player.
Capra dead, and Phony Luda gonna try to clutch this one up here. It does look like I didn't see where they're fighting. Did you? Stormtroopers. Okay, so Stormtroopers is a newer team on the scene right now, trying to make a name for themselves and also trying to apparently find a spot to land. So definitely contesting this. Stormtroopers forcing the issue, and they do take height. So this is actually really good for Stormtroopers. Other team has run away at this point. Was it ESA?
Yeah, I was checking here the scores again. Stormtrooper with 10 points currently. They had a really rough first 2 games. Capitalized a top 5 finish that last game. So they're feeling pretty good going into game 4 here. 20 squads still up, all 60 players. Wait, I don't know if that's not right though. I don't think that's right on the screen.
I don't know. All I know is that Stormtroopers definitely gonna be proud of that landing. To push ESA off of that high ground's gonna be huge for them. They're gonna get all the loot. I don't even know where ESA is gonna go. They're probably just gonna go low ground and get a couple of those buildings.
Unless they did get Capra back up. Maybe they did. But Andrew, look at the map here, C9. Look at where OXG is going. Taking a little joyride along the shoreline in the Trident. And this could be where the end zone pulls to. So a lot of teams are going to be fighting for these areas here. Cenote, Barometer. It looked like that's where the zone wanted to go. C9 in a bit of a pickle right now.
They're in a good spot, though. They have Watson. At this point, no team probably feeling very confident on loot or attachments or anything. So, although slept on with triple purples.
Hey, you just got proven wrong right there.
Skull Piercer. Yeah, Slept on might be looking to take this fight. They're in a really good spot, too, though. So, as Slept on, you're thinking, all we need is top 10 today. Let's not be too crazy.
Oh, look at OXG.
OXG with the gibby.
What are you doing? They're just going right in between all of the teams with the bubble, and they just wanted to. They took that house. That is their house now.
Interesting. That's pretty bold. They don't have a Seer or a Bloodhound, so they were just hoping they could visually see an open building there as they Uber in with Gibby Shield.
All right, going back here to the fight that we were watching earlier, I think these are the same two teams that are possibly looking at each other. ESA, Double Blues, they did get Capra back up, so it looks like it never was a full kill. 60 players still alive. Dropping down to low ground here, gonna swing here, get most likely our first casualties. MPS also eliminated there, but let's go ahead and listen into this fight.
I'm popping a cell.
Going up.
One's
Right
here.
here.
Yo. One's across.
I'm popping a bat. I'm popping a bat. I'm popping a bat.
You're staying inside.
You're gonna look for banner.
Yeah, we're looking here at G2 as they push a fight here with Optic. Was that, yeah, Optic Duplex going down in the kill feed. G2, this is a third party from G2. I saw Optic had recently taken out MPS in the kill feed. So G2 taking advantage here. And I think Optic might be going out here at the hands of G2 unless something dramatic happens. This could be the last person on Optic on the roof here.
Got it, grabbing height, shooting down.
Yeah, that is Optic Gaming out. And Optic Gaming had a really good start to the day, so they're sitting pretty good on points. ESA chasing somebody.
This is the
Chase
fight that
happening.
they've been fighting since they landed. They're still beautiful, satisfying shots, Luda. That was clean. Grabbing height, not even sure if you need to use your ult there. Opts to not use it and trying to beat this player and maybe even pinch them. Yeah, pinch them indeed.
Whoa!
A little fist bump celebratory early here.
Let's go, dude.
You gotta love that. Already celebrating, but they do have this team pinched. ESA is most likely going to clean this up as they walk in here and get this Horizon out, down. Stormtroopers out. Yeah, they were looking at each other since they landed. And that was a bit of a chase, so I know ESA is happy about winning that exchange. Stormtroopers out.
That's
Stormtroopers
disrespectful.
I mean, they played it.
You walk in and you know you're so much better than the person that you punch the air to show them that you're gonna give up the advantage.
Okay.
Think about that.
Okay, guys, those of you that are not familiar with Andrew's sense of humor, he is 100% joking, and he knows why the air was punched. It happens to the best of us. I punch the air sometimes too when I mean to heal or my gun's not reloaded. He's what we call a troll right now. All right, taking a look at Sentinels as they drop down here. Andrew, not everyone understands your humor, man.
We're all adults here.
All right, do you have
Yeah, I can't see much at the moment, but
yeah, my screen is currently frozen. We'll get it right back
there
up
we
here
go.
in a
We're
second.
back.
Oh, we're back. We're back. Let's go. 100 Thieves having to push in, probably going to rotate and maybe even do a little bit of crafting here, although I can't imagine what else they might need. They do have great loot. Scurry losing his shield, though. 100 Thieves, one of the teams that needs some big points. They do.
Oh, 100 Thieves. This is gonna go well for 100 Thieves. I got a feeling. They're gatekeeping a team. They have a big advantage. This is Sentinels. Tech is down. Andu's not in a great spot here, getting sucked by the Horizon ult, and this Bangalore ult's gonna rough him up. No, that was his own Bangalore ult. All right, let's go.
Yeah, no worries. Just blinded for a bit. But Seer doesn't need to see because Seer's screen lights up yellow with every single heartbeat. Seer can hear you. Seer doesn't need
Smell
to.
you.
Yeah, you know what? You could be rocking a partial monitor screen
going.
and still have Seer be
Cancel the
extremely
res.
overpowered.
No, there was no res happening.
No, the player is going to be walking up the hill here, so they might be able to get the knock as they're trying to rotate, but they have to prioritize healing right now. That's the thing with fighting in the zone. You got to take a break every once in a while to hit those heals. Scurry very low, waiting till last second there to hit that med kit. Perfectly timed. Onmu doing the same right now. Vax going to have to decide here soon to hit a heal and just stop shooting for a moment.
Yeah, 100 Thieves would love these kills. As we know, they are down for points. They need this top 10. 2 weeks in a row for 100 Thieves not to qualify. Probably be really detrimental to the
Andrew?
team.
I just saw a knuckle cluster knock in the kill feed, and we were just talking about that earlier.
Probably Hackula, was it?
I think it was, and I think it was on our boy Monsoon. Super unfortunate. Hopefully they were fighting at range and not able to capitalize on that there. SSG looks like they're probably just doing some PvE on the map, but 100 Thieves and Sentinels really close together. It looks like Crust maybe trying to do some banner retrieval. I'm not sure. No, there's going to be no banners retrieved. Crust healing up and getting the heck out of there. G2 taking a very long rotate over and around as well. Going to try to get a back angle on this end zone, which could be good, but could be really bad for bots. Look at that. If they go far, far left there, they're going to run right into bots behind. And that's not going to be good for them. Very sketchy rotate. Beautiful, but sketchy. All three players, no Valk on G2, so they have to do open water rotates like this.
Are we going to talk about the fact that this water's only ankle deep, like everywhere?
There's places like this that exist. There are. There are, Andrew. I know it seems too amazing, but there are places in lagoons.
Like, there's not even like one spot where like you step in and twist your ankle that's like off a little bit.
Maybe on a sea urchin, but no, there are places like this.
There's some ankle deep water for miles.
Depends on the tide, indeed. Okay. HEC losing Crook right there. I love these aerial views, though. It is really pretty.
Bot's in a really good spot. They have a lot of cover and a couple different levels they can play there. This is kind of a cool end zone. There's going to be a couple houses in play, and there's a bunch of these cuts with all the lifts. So Bot's getting pushed here, though. Yeah, like you said, Bots was probably going to be challenged by G2. So I'm assuming is pushing up.
I like the position Bots are in, like holding that choke there, but they really have to not let any team walk up there, and then one player just has to be looking the other way. HEC back on them again, 2 players down, not able to grab the banner yet. Unfortunate it was the Crypto too, the best banner retriever legend that they lost, so I don't think they're going to be able to grab that before they're opting to dip out because they know they have a team to their right, to their left, and in front of them.
Yeah,
And they're just going to try to... I don't know.
Try to find a crevice on a roof, potentially an air duct or something to hide behind. Here's a box and a stairwell.
Very, very low. Going to have to fence off the team that is occupying this building. Most likely, we still have OXG somewhere around this area, if you remember.
This is desperate.
Oh, no! Door down! Bodies out! They're gone.
I don't even know what earth that was ever going to work. There's a full team just standing there. Like, I can imagine the conversation they were having. Like, are these guys serious? Like, what?
I mean, where else were they going to go? They were going to get pinched. They just delayed the inevitable here. Design on a white shield still. Going to immediately go down the Chaotic with a car. Or excuse me, no. Chaotic got dropped down there. Oh, this is good. This could be much closer. And SSG win that exchange, even though they lost Design early on in that fight. What a good comeback. Resulta, well done.
Little correction. It was SSG that died. G2 won the exchange there, but we all know what you meant. G2 did...
They lost their player early on. That's what I was saying.
I was super early, I know.
That's what I was surprised about. White shield, Bloodhound out.
So G2 stays up there on the edge. Good fight for them on the zone. 100 Thieves... Once again, looking for a big game here. They have a couple kills. It's still 15 squads left, so they have a lot of work to do. Look how many teams are gonna... Yeah, these 3 buildings here that we have in frame are gonna be the perfect areas if you can get them. We saw OXG take that building super early game. These crypto alts aren't really gonna do much. The teams on top they are getting grief from the side, so not safe on that roof at all.
OXG getting a knock. Probably not going to leave their building because there are so many teams around them. Bots, they will have to move in a little bit, but they're still holding this back angle here, and they did a really good job of holding off G2, forcing G2 to rotate in a different way. But like I said, they're doing a great job of still keeping an eye back here and making sure that they don't have anyone push back here.
Yeah, they were thinking about moving up to that roof, but they also don't want to be pushed behind them in the cut, so they went back to secure that. Rack pretty far out of zone here as far as, well...
Dude, look at the squads. I can't, but we have 15. We have 15 squads up, and how different is this playing out? 15 squads up, zone 3, about to be done.
Rack was definitely not out of zone there. Let me correct myself, but they were not in a great spot. I don't think the zone's gonna pull there. It's gonna pull more towards the building. So they're just kind of gatekeeping, hoping they can maybe get a couple kills.
Slept on with plenty of loot next to their names
Great
right now.
spot for slept on. I
They
wouldn't be surprised
are.
if this building gets pushed by somebody. 14 squads up.
Oh,
Yo, 100 Thieves!
100 Thieves
No
pushing
way.
in. PK was crafted. Can they make
Nice
this
scurry.
PK work? Scurry, the last one up here, hiding behind the knockdown shield, reloading the PK.
Oh,
9. Not what you want to see with the PK, but insane
baby.
tracking right there, and is definitely gonna get
Oh.
pushed by ESA. So they're gonna go out right. Oh, dude, he just scooted right out the door and said, "See you later." Is there a chance? Is there any way he gets out? I don't think so. 100 Thieves Vax I see down there, but that was a knock in the. There we go. He's out. He's out. ESA with the perfectly timed third, and as we see the Sear Dome
Fly away.
rising up. Not what they wanted to have happen there. Unfortunate when your Sear Dome does that. You know, it really is sad because you lose all of the ability to see where the enemies are.
That could be in the balance changes right there.
Is that the nerf to Sear that we need? The dome
I think
slowly rises up.
When you place the ult, it just slowly goes up in the sky.
That would be so funny. That would be really funny, actually. I feel like there's something you could rework with that to make it work. You know, if you don't stay inside the ult, it just slowly starts to lift. You have to stay inside of it to make it stay.
Yeah, and then if you're on the Sear team and you leave the dome, you just all explode. You gotta stay in the dome.
All right. Looking over at some of the teams that we have holding a cut here, there's a lot of choke points that are left still on this map. We have G2 holding out one of the choke points. And they're just gonna look at this. They're gonna just look down here and even have some safe space in a rock to hide off of for next zone. They can't push up too far because there's a team, as you see right there, they're shooting. Bots do go out. Bots not getting the placement that they wanted. And G2 want to be aggressive on this. They know that this building, and this is the building you were just saying, and Andrew, but look at that. You don't want to walk in on that ult if you don't have to. Chaotic said, I don't care. Chaotic just walked right on up. Team on height, team inside.
Okay, so they get ground floor there. They're probably not too unhappy about that. Rack on the roof. This is the building we're talking about. Rack. This is a tough spot because there's so many horizons in the map right now that when you're on a roof like this, if there's a horizon that lifts up on top of you and throws the ult on you, it's really, really bad.
Yeah. All right, slept on, wanting to swing out here. Just little warning shots. Just little warning shots. A little warning grenade there as well. Holding this angle here, not letting this team. They don't want them to even get that loot. Not even, probably no good loot in that box, but not even going to let them get close to it. Slept on. Andrew, do you think this could be their game? Slept on with 3 points. They have 3 points. This is the game they need. This is their game. Complexity, look at the sliver of a wall that they have against the rock right there. Complexity making Newcastle look so good.
Arc Zero interested in taking this building. They are going to push up and go ground floor here. There's a full team on the ground floor. They're going to swing on this, and that was awkward.
Darky's on fire. Frag grenade. Down.
Hey.
Juicy shots out of Jen Burton. Love to see that. Hitting a solid high number of damage there. Hardly taking any himself.
I think this was the goal. They just wanted the ground floor. I'm not sure they really want to fight this team because I don't know how that's going to turn out with 11 squads left in this tiny little area.
I just am not sure how they have. I just am surprised that happened. So is there one team?
I think you push in here.
Oh, they don't want them there because they know they're going to have to
No.
push. They don't have to even push out. Why can't we just coexist?
I think that's what. Maybe you shoot the gun in the air, like the dot 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 thing, and then
Up,
try
up.
to be
Crowd
friends
spam?
because
Yeah.
if there were proximity comms, then they could probably like group up.
Oh my gosh. Andrew, if Twitter didn't have a field day yesterday, can you imagine if these two teams did that? There's no way. There's no way. That is not what the Apex comp scene needs right now, is anything regarding that. So we're going to carry on to another side of the map here as we can see ESA, E8, all safe for now, but not in a good spot. C9 going through it. It looks like in a building. C9 playing zone. C9 got into position early. ESA with the bow check hits those shots. Oh, we clearly are looking at what we would call a bow pro here.
Getting all the shots landed.
I know. Not it's the bow is one of those guns too. You shoot someone with it, and you see them. You almost always you do a full 360, and you're like, where did that just come from? So incredibly difficult to tell sometimes with the bow check where you get shot from.
This could be actually really good for ESA. They're gonna get free shots on a couple different teams.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think they had a Watson, so they are very vulnerable if there's a couple of Bangalore teams still left. They could get bombed. They could get focused with really no defense. They did have a Horizon, though, and that's one thing I love about Horizon is that you just go up in your NATO. I call it Tornado. NATO, your gravity lift. You can avoid any and all bombs like that. All right. Wall down. And another safe space that Complexity have just formed out of nothing. ESA on height. ESA just, yeah, like you said, Andrew, I think they're just going to be able to shoot down at everyone.
Yeah, but they don't want to pick fight the wrong team. Yeah, because this team has LOS on them, and they don't have a Newcastle. So if ESA starts taking too much damage, they're going to have to drop down.
Did you see that E8 eliminated? Dark Zero also eliminated, and also Phony has 0 recoil. Confirmed? 0 recoil completely right there. I know it was a 301, but that cursor did not move. G2, all 3 players still alive on low ground here, cleaning up fights. OXG right above them. Not quite as healthy as G2 is, though.
OXG's had this building. This is who rolled up with the Uber with the Gibby bubble. They're holding this position down. Only 1 kill, which is surprising considering there are so many death boxes on the ground floor of this building. And Complexity made it all the way up. That's actually surprising considering Complexity been stuck on the outer edge. Ooh, maybe not.
Lux, get back there.
G2 having a good game and a good day. Oh, let's go.
I was about to say, was that an accident? No, I think they want to maybe block them in.
I don't think that's a thing.
Yeah, you could block them in with the trident. You know, anything to make them not be able to get out as quickly. I don't know if that's what he was trying to do there, but
Terrifying to get in the car at this stage of the game.
it really is. It gives me flashbacks of when we were running another. Well, I'll tell you guys later. But
all right, here we go. C9 in a great spot, looking like they're gonna qualify on the day as long as they keep this up. Gonna try to push out here. The Digi site for Rocker is gonna be huge considering there's so many Bangalores right now. And the zone, this is the final zone pulling right now. Final round closing. This is not looking good for Rocker. Really tough push right there. I don't know how that was ever going to work out. And they didn't really have any entry damage, like maybe a couple grenades or something before you send like that, but that was looking like death before it even started.
All right, slept on. They did have to leave their building. They're down below, but they took out C9. Great job. It looks like now G2's probably taking shots at Complexity here. And look how they can just hide behind that wall. Shiny down. G2 looking good tonight. G2 showed up. Taking 1 tick a zone, 2 ticks a zone. Just 1 here. Digi's smoke out, Digi's up. They're just letting the other teams in front of them fight. 4 squads are still up. G2, all 3 players. Not very healthy, but still up. OXG out.
Oh, G2, the last team potentially. No. We have a duo up on G2. I'm not exactly sure who's even left here. It is
Solo.
Slept on. Gonna get the dub here. Cleaning up G2. Slept on? Hey, they had a little bit of a slow start, but that's gonna be big for them.
No, but you know what? Slept on had the best building. They had the best building in this area in Cenote, and I think that's exactly why they were able to turn that into a dub for them. Slept on GG, well played. And again, you guys, that was a team that really, really needed some big points. I think they only had a handful of points going into that. Yeah, 3 points. So if your team you were rooting for was somewhere in that 8th to, I'd say, 12th or 15th place, oof. That's going to change right now. A little shakeup with Slept On having a big game. That was a fun end zone. I liked that one. That was a very good first game on Stormpoint.
Yeah, that's one of those end zones. Dude, this right here. That was
that
nice.
Was nutty. Yeah, that really was. That was some insane hipfire tracking.
That was nice because he started out with a 9 PK shot. I thought that was gonna be it, you know.
Yeah, and when you see a 9 with the PK, I would 100% pull out the flatty as well and be like, you know what? Forget that. I could do more with the flatty hipfire. That's why you'll see me run. I run a flatline hipfire for my close range with a 301 for range. And people always say, Juka, why do you run 2 ARs? And I say, I run 2 ARs because of what you just saw right there. The flatline is more reliable and more forgiving hipfire. Yes, you can kill someone faster with the PK, but you have to hit those shots. And I don't always hit those shots. So I'm all about the flatty close range like that. Hipfire. What a game, though. Slept on, getting some big, big needed points.
100 Thieves doing better that game. I'm looking for them to continue a little momentum there going into the last 2 games. Come on, 100 Thieves. We need you to qualify. I was rooting for you guys. They were in the bottom 10. SSG also looking for some points. I'm not exactly sure how that game went for them. Do you recall?
We will see here in just a moment, though. But what insane gameplay again. There's a couple of just jaw-dropping moments, I feel like. And for me, it was that fight, 100 Thieves. I know they died immediately right after because Scurry was the only one alive, but that was probably one of the closest fights that we've seen so far. And here are the scores
Dude.
for just game 4. Slept on, Andrew, with a 23-point game.
Pretty nice. That's pretty nice. ESA getting second there. G2 having a pretty solid day overall so far. Oxygen up there in 4th place. Love to see that. 100 Thieves, like I said, they only were able to get 6 points out of that. That should put them in the top 10, but I think more notably, SSG was 0 points in 19th place. They're really going into these last 2 games, and they need some points.
Yeah, they definitely do. All right, C9 looking pretty good though. Again, you know, they're playing consistent. I know they're not getting the big games that I know they're capable of, but they're playing consistent and they're saving it for later this week. But C9 again, I love to see that consistency out of them, especially since they're one of the teams that has not had the placement or performance that I know that they're capable of. So I'm glad to see them playing well, glad to see them playing consistent. And I think we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and we'll get the overall scores up to you guys in just a minute. And we're down to the last 2 games. Pixel Zone. Just one here. Digi's smoke out. Digi's up. They're just letting the other teams in front of them fight. 4 squads are still up. G2, all 3 players. Not very healthy, but still up. OXG out.
Oh, G2, the last team potentially. No. We have a duo up on G2. I'm not exactly sure who's even left here. It is
Solo.
Slept
Slept on.
Gonna get the dub here. Cleaning up G2. Slept on? Hey, they had a little bit of a slow start, but that's gonna be big for them.
No, but you know what? Slept on had
2 through, and though FaZe end up in a 2v1, it's Furia who are coming into third party, and it's the last 2 squads already, and Furia from the high ground, from the unquestionable God spot, have already taken down Snipe down, have already set themselves to a victory this game. This is their victory lap as the 301 shoos through that smoke and sends Furia to a game 2 win. They get taken down. It was just going to be a 1 kill point for BR Demons, who down in this low ground have to face off against Furia. Our final 3v3 can end in disaster. It can turn on but a moment's notice, and Furia going aggressive here has his Watson to take him forward. Zero's already found the knock. Furia gets 2, and they're not even doing them the decency of making it look difficult. Furia takes game 3 and their 2nd win in a row.
Back at it, guys. Going into game number 5 on Storm Point. We have a couple teams that we're going to be watching really closely that would traditionally expect to qualify. Top 10 teams today go through to the finals. They're going to be later in the week. So, yeah, overall right now, SSG, like I said, 16th place with 10 points. So they're going to need to double that in order to make it into the top 10 right now, at least. So we'll be keeping a close eye on them. 100 Thieves as well. 12 points. We're going to be keeping a close eye on them, currently in 12th place. They're going to want to also get at least 10 points to get in the top 10. And yeah, G2 cruising today. Dark Zero, I mentioned earlier today, newer to NA as far as, living here. Great to see them get some momentum today. And they're cruising as well. They're probably, high-fiving. They already know it's in the bag. And yeah, we have a couple teams on the bubble though. Complexity, not safe. They've been doing really well recently. Only 25 points, so they're gonna need a couple more points in order to qualify as well. Bots, HEC, all there on the edge. So gonna be keeping a close eye on those teams for the last 2 games.
I would say really only 7 teams, maybe 6 or 7 teams are safe. Maybe even 5 at this point. Anybody could have a big game. You know, we've seen a couple of 20+ point games. One team down there, even Rack Attack, if they have 2 20-point games, they potentially could even bump into the top 10 and push someone back out. So I would say anything could happen. Any team could make top 10. It's all going to come down to these last 2 games right here. But it is safe to say G2, Dark Zero, MPS, Optic Gaming, ESA, you are going to see them later this week. Well done. You guys have played exceptionally well. But G2, Andrew, what do you think about a team without a Valk on top?
I like it. I'd like to see change-ups like that. And I also love Bangalore and Bloodhound. They're 2 of my favorite characters to have on the team. Maybe this will help convince Juka to play Bloodhound while I play Bangalore, because clearly it's working in the pro settings, so this should also work for us.
You can catch me on Fuse before you'll catch me on Bloodhound, but that's fine.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool composition. It's very aggressive, and and let's be honest, we might see a Seer tweak at some point, and it's good to have other scan legends that your team is successful with.
Yeah.
So yeah, the fact they're able to pull it off is really good.
All right, taking a look at the lobby here, you'll see all of the teams are loading in. Game 5 getting ready to start now. You can do exclamation point now in chat to see live scores of the first couple of games, and we are starting on the south side in a kind of similar zone. This one will be pulling up a little bit further. Andrew, all right, I know that you're the IT specialist. Where's the zone ending?
Hello? What? Based off of what information?
You just know, because you know things. You're supposed to know things. So where's the zone ending? You're my IT guy. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. I have a little hint now. Yeah. Okay, based off of that, I think it's going to be the zone that ends.
You going checkpoint? We going cascade? You thinking antenna?
I'm going. You see where C9 is? The blue team.
Yes, I do.
I think it's into the right of them. Like just a little bit. Around,
Okay,
we'll
high
say
ground
around
of
C9.
mill. Okay, high ground of mill. Interesting.
Around C9. Yeah, I like that.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how much you know with that. We do have.
Wait. Where's the checkpoint team fight?
They decided to land somewhere else. It looks like.
Hold on. Didn't they? I thought they kind of won that fight. No. Where'd they end up going?
They chased to the no name. So yeah, I'm anxious to see. We do have Sentinels over in Lightning Rod. We have C9 and Mill right now. It doesn't look like we have. They're really close to Optic, but they need to be careful. If they start fighting, this fight takes too long. OXG is definitely gonna third that. They have OXG has a trident, and we know from last game that they're not shy to hopping in that trident.
Oh my dude! Look, do you see where the zone's pulling?
No,
guys, I am not, bro. Guys, don't report me. Don't report me, okay? I'm not one of those. That's all natural. That's all natural.
All natty, Andrew. Okay.
All natty, dude.
Okay. C9 picking up Zach right now in the trident, and they're gonna rotate on OXG. We might see them drive by as well. Getting a little bit of crafting action, possibly. No, I think they're just going to keep the white shields, and they are getting shot in the back. That is probably Optic Gaming shooting them.
Let's go, dude. I mean, what else do you want to know, Jugo?
Who's going to win this game? I want to know. Call it right now.
Okay. That would, if I told you and I was right, which I probably would be, that'd be super weird. I'm just not even going to do
it. It would be. What if I put dishes on the line? What if I did dishes for a week?
It's not worth, because I'd definitely get banned at that point.
Okay, that's fine. Surprised you didn't take me up on that. All right, Optic Gaming grabbing height here. And this is pretty much where Andrew had said the zone would go. And Optic Gaming, we might see them here for a very, very long time, as long as they can hold this position.
And they're gonna be looking for some long range activity. Scout is gonna be great for this. The zone is gonna pull right to the little town, not that one, but the one behind them. Not that one. And they're going to be up there sitting, farming armors and damage for the next 20 minutes. It's going to be so fun for them. These teams over here, on the other hand, looking for... I mean, they should have just hired me, because clearly they don't know where to go at the moment. But MPS
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
Shiny going down to Pow Pow. MPS gonna push this. I don't know if Shiny's gonna be able to get rezzed or not. That was super far. That might have been a longbow or something that took out Shiny. I'm not sure, but MPS gonna push up. Madness taking some big damage. You see trying to hit the Phoenix kit. And I think they might abort mission here. Nice shots out of Shubi Tubi.
Even with the knock, are you sure?
I mean, at this point, Shiny's up, and yeah, they've lost their edge here. They were so far away; it's really hard to capitalize on any entry damage or anything like that when you have to cover 200 yards of ground. You know.
Makes sense indeed. Two teams that are also getting scarily close together. Oh, never mind. They just hit the juicer. Dark Zero, as you can see on the screen there. They left. E8 was getting kind of close to them. They can hear that, the gravity cannon. We also do call it the juicer here. It is a thing that has many names. Same thing with the tangerine buildings. You know, we'll hear many different names with that as well.
They should have, honestly, when they made the juicer and the nuts, they should have put them on the website and had a name associated with them. You know, like, hey, these are new features coming to the map. This thing is called
they did. They did, Andrew. It's called a gravity cannon. We just call it a juicer.
No, that's definitely not called a gravity cannon.
And I can guarantee you that the EA does not call the tangerine buildings nuts, because for obvious reasons they do not call it that. And we have ult immediately destroyed. Dark Zero was trying to do a little bit of a sneaky attack here. Both teams seem to know about each other though, and it's, you know, Seer's the reason why. No sneak attacks. Everyone's still up right here, but Golden.
Hey, this is
on
this
the
is
receiving
good for Dark
end.
Zero.
Yeah, this is great for Dark Zero because they've capitalized this, and E8 they have two now knocked. Two knocked.
Yeah, E8.
They're out. They're out. All down. That was
Pretty
a
bold maneuver.
That was a fast fight. That was a super fast fight and a good job. They Dark Zero tried to go in with immediate damage, and they rotated around and played it kind of safe for a bit. But then as soon as they just do 100+, they capitalize on it. All right, Stormtrooper is going to try to hit a rotate here, Valk ult. You know that they heard that fight. They're just around the corner, and they are going to just fly right over it.
And they'll get pretty good positioning here. They're going to take... Oh. Is this a... Wow, this is an actual fight.
Yeah, this is a shotgun fight. Mm-hmm.
And that is Sorcerer down in the kill feed. I see enemy down in the kill feed. So MPS looking to clean up a fight here. This will be the first one. They didn't actually get the fight earlier, as we saw. And they don't get the full team, but 2 players out. And Boxy going to try to make a run for it to the rocks and make a nice little nest here like a hermit crab.
All right, MPS going to be busy looting up a little bit. There was a full 3-stack in the building across the way. I guess they saw how quick that fight was. And here in Newcastle, it sounded like the lunge of a Newcastle, did it not? I never saw the ult end up happening.
The mill, always a spicy area with really good loot. ESA looking to push out potentially. Nope. Really good rotation area too to hold. Catch a lot of teams that are rotating around the backside here. And that, of course, wasn't that Optic Gaming up on that hill? They're gonna be there the whole time.
Yeah, I think they're still up there on the hill. I do believe they are. Charge or rifle, indeed. I don't see them. C9, I do still see up that way. Optic is most likely up there. Not entirely sure, but Season trying to push in. Pushing possibly ESA close to C9, so we could see a fight.
You see a 2-4 on a charge rifle. What does it tell you?
Most likely it's Rambo, but Rambo's not in this lobby, so... All right, SSG could be fighting bots down in Antenna, but it looks no, they're going their separate ways. 100 Thieves could face Sentinels, and Season could face Dark Zero. So we have 3 potential fair 50-50 fights, which we all love to see. But right now, Luda is going through it with only 50 HP to his name.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, the zone's going perfectly to specifically where I said, and it is Optic Gaming that's going to be in a prime spot to just clean up kills on rotating teams in. A couple teams potentially fighting. Oh, they're crafting, but they do not know of the opposing doom.
Right across the way. No, they don't.
Season can probably see the crafting indicator at this point. They know there's somebody crafting. They're trying to be very tricky here. Going to climb up to the roof.
Might have a 3-2-1 here on Dark Zero.
Oh,
they're knowers! What a good team! Keeping an eye as one of the teammates crafts. Andrew, We need to do that for each other. Immediately smacking him right in the face the second he exposed himself. And that's
Very
probably going to be enough for
cheeky.
Season to want to just dip. Don't take that fight. Dark Zero was ready. They were dialed in and they were ready.
Imagine the awareness and the fortitude. Dark Zero's gonna go board zone. Crafting there, they decided is not gonna be super safe. Optic Gaming getting pushed on the height. We saw Optic Gaming had the perfect spot. And
Yep.
Rack also knew about the spot. And so they pushed him. Skittle Cakes is down. That is team on team violence there. And pushing up, knocked with the nutty shots with the car. I mean,
Ooh. Hiding behind his teammate's knockdown shield. Having to shoot down the Horizon ult.
it's a
Knocked?
2v2.
About to be a 3. About to be a 3. Rack has their third back up. Not much health on them, though. How many Horizon ults are there? This is G2 now.
Okay, yeah, G2 gonna clean up both teams most likely, as that fight was taking way too long. That was turning into a 5-minute long fight. G2 decided to just shut her down.
Optic Gaming eliminated. You guys, G2 tonight. I don't know what they did yesterday, what they ate for dinner, but they are dialed in. They're playing exceptionally well tonight. They are winning their fights. They're getting that high placement that they need, and they're making up for lost time. You know, they weren't in the qualifiers last week. They couldn't play, so they didn't get to play in the finals. This series is set up so every week, based off of your finals placement, you get points, which will allow you to be invited to the $20,000 playoff at the end of the 6 weeks. So they're making up for missing that first week, and they've earned their spot. Absolutely, they have already earned their spot later this week in the 5K.
Optic Gaming probably sitting in comms fuming right now. They got inted up on that high spot. That was the perfect spot right there. That's where Optic Gaming was. Somebody drove a car up on top of them and kind of threw. Optic Gaming definitely not happy about it.
Who pulled up there?
I don't know, but yeah, Optic's gonna feel like they were done dirty.
Okay. Slept on, getting some big points, as you guys saw that last game, going from 3 points all the way up to 26. Feeling pretty good, but they only have 2 chances left to solidify their spot in the 5K later this week. Triple blue shields on 100 Thieves as they go through the tunnel here. Rotate in and around with the Valk. 100 Thieves, Andrew, what do you think about this? You know, they keep changing their comp. They've been doing the Watts and Newcastle, and it looks like they're back now to Bang and Seer. And I'm only naming 2 legends because obviously we're running a Valk. They all run a Valk. But what do you think? I liked 100 Thieves on the Newcastle Seer, or excuse me, Newcastle and Watson. Originally it was working out really well for them, but I feel like the last couple weeks it absolutely wasn't. Teams like Complexity are consistently getting a top placement finish with that comp and playing exceptionally well with it, and we weren't seeing that out of 100 Thieves. So I like the change up. 100 Thieves is a team that's not shy to changing. If something's not working, try a different comp, change it.
Yeah. 100 Thieves was one of the first teams to really successfully use the Gibby Caustic Valkyrie composition, which became meta for months, it felt like. And yeah, 100 Thieves always looking to innovate and find new team compositions, but yeah, this is the Seer Bangalore Valkyrie. Yeah, they have 2 mouse and keyboard players, so I can kind of see why they would want that composition. I don't know. I think they've been dying more to rotations than anything else right now, so they need to figure it out.
All right. Maybe this is the game they'll figure it out in, but right now it is Dark Zero versus Season. And getting did you see the smoke damage? You guys, was that the first time in your life you've seen a multiple smoke damage out of a Bang? I mean, I think it was for me anyway. Again, Bang.
Juka, I do that all night, all day.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah. If you would play Bloodhound, then you would know.
Yeah, no. Gonna take a lot more to get me off of Horizon. I'm sorry. All right, Dark Zero's still holding that building. They do not want Season to rotate. They have a bit of a gatekeep, but it's hard to call it a gatekeep when you're not even in zone yourself, because the gatekeepers might be getting gate kept. Is that
Thieves full
okay to
inning
say?
gate team. Noted. I thought they had 1 roller.
All right.
Maybe they're the only full MNK team. Can we get a fact check on that? Chat?
Yeah, I would love a fact check on that. We did end up getting a fact check on the mole. Someone said moles from earlier, we were talking about them, don't have legs, but they have feet. And then someone else said they had long legs. So I don't know. There's still to be determined what a mole's anatomy looks like. We'll get back to you guys on that one as well.
Oh, Sentinels as well. Interesting. These are interesting findings here. Shit, yeah.
Twitch chat always knows everything, and we appreciate you guys. Sentinels also triple M&K right now. Okay, 100 Thieves and Sentinels all triple. Interesting. Unfortunate to see them both on the right-hand side of the leaderboard as we speak, but look at this building. I would not want to push in on that at all. SSG holding the bridge on your left. Looking now at Sentinels.
Here come 100 Thieves right through the cave. It's MNK team versus MNK team. Was that Sentinels up there?
It was, Andrew. They're crouch walking.
Dude.
They're crouch walking up. Now,
Not like this.
100 Thieves need to play a little reserved. They don't want to take a 50-50. They want to have a third party because they know that at this point they're most likely not going to have the shields. And 150 damage. Onmu going to capitalize on this. Scurry getting the final shot there. That is bad for Sentinels. Senox, Crust, see you later.
Yeah, Sentinels wishful thinking that there wasn't going to be a team walking up there, but the second they turned around,
And
100 Thieves punished the crap out of them.
look at that, though. Triple blues to a red and 2 perps and better loot, and now a spot in zone. Sometimes, and this is why I say, it pays to be the last team to rotate in. When you have so much drama in front of you, you can just push one team into another one. Dark Zero, I see, also in the kill feed, ended up going down there. C9 fighting as well. Season going down. We're losing a lot of teams right now. Trying to hit that bank smoke, but gonna get down in the process. They should be able to get a res here. I don't think this team's gonna want to run up on them.
Yeah, 100 Thieves gonna be pretty upset about that. They did not need to lose somebody on that rotate right there. Scurry going out. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get that res, but SSG gonna put pressure on them here. Yeah, and it is gonna be the duo of 100 Thieves. Probably gonna go down to SSG here. Rex gonna go ahead and push up through the smoke. And they are taking some damage. Gonna maybe back up here. Drop gonna hit a battery. Gonna leave it up to his teammates here, but they are pushing hard. Frex gonna go in right now. Not gonna heal, just gonna keep pushing. This duo is dead. 100 Thieves out.
Oh, yes. That was just a great push from SSG. Now they're taking over that spot.
MPS. That was a very small Newcastle wall there. Went about four inches. Madness gonna try to push up. They're getting armor swaps. And yeah, no winners here for SSG either. Ow, SSG needed the points. He might not qualify today. They're gonna have to have a big last game.
Look at this spot, though. Look at where zone is. Gold shield for the res there. That's going to res them with half health. But that, if you go to that spot, you usually die. But I think that they're going to be the last team to push that spot. But I just said that with SSG, so we shall see. G2 still holding high ground. C9 underneath them. G2 with kill lead. I mean, G2's already qualified. They've already qualified, but they're taking good practice out of tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be aim training up here for G2. Like pretty good positioning for the rest of the teams. Look at that house. That's congested. 2 teams in that. That's gonna be a really good position for end zone. I think it is gonna pull over towards, yeah, this is the zone that pulls over right below G2's rock. So G2's gonna have a field day up there. And there's no reason G2 wouldn't win this game. And we are in the mix. 2 teams landing exactly at the same time. It is Smiley, and they are getting shot by G2 in the back, as well as whatever team that has landed on HEC, which was killed.
Yes, they landed at the same time in the same place. Like, that was a ballsy play out of both of them. I kind of wish I could have heard what they were saying right there in that moment. They're saying, just stick it, send it, we win these. How do you... that would just be so hard to lead your team in that moment.
You land and you can't put your gun out for a couple seconds. You're just running next to the enemy. Like a herd of bison just running through a field, no guns out, everyone's just running.
Okay, look at that though, and this is going to pay off. That risky play for Slept-On, again, finding themselves similar to last game in a superior position. High ground just shooting down at everyone. You know, we're just going to pull the PK out here. 7 squads. And they're out. Bots eliminated. Slept on.
The zone does pull right over towards this juicer. That's why there is so much interest in the position that they're in here. G2 is going to have, like I said, a field day up top.
How do you push G2 off? They do not have a horizon. G2 does...
Complexity, look at them. Once again, Complexity representing the end zone warriors.
Absolutely, but G2 is very vulnerable to a horizon. I feel like a big horizon play could be enough to push them off that height, but I don't know. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to do it.
All right, well, G2, I think, is in one of the best positions. Let's see what the other teams can do here. I don't know if you want... If you have a horizon, you can certainly push G2 off. Go up and throw the ult on them. That's a really good play, and it's going to be really hard for the G2 to defend that. But look at all the stash, dude. They have a full stash. C9 on the backside, the furthest team on the west side. And they have a pretty decent spot, but the zone is not going to pull here. C9's going to have to heal up and then try to rotate. Potentially, they're going to play under the rock where G2 is.
Yeah. Again, really consistent gameplay out of C9. No big games from them, but they're getting those top finishes. I'm seeing, honestly, different plays from C9 from what I've seen in the past, and I gotta say, I like it. Consistent, and then, you know, that pop-off game, that's all they need. That's all that it takes. MPS going down. Zach gonna try to hit a bat here and just look up as much as possible to see if any other player drops down. G2 still able to hold a high ground position, shooting down below them. Great shots out of... just great shots out of Chaotic.
That is exactly where you're going to be for G2. That's why it was risky and worth the risk to actually try to contest this area. You saw Optic Gaming was the first team up here, followed by another team, and then G2 was the last. So 3 teams have all existed on top of the rock.
Wow.
Complexity is still alive. They lost 1 player.
Can we... No, Complexity, another team tonight that is just consistently getting that good finish, but not the big tons of points, tons of kills. But Complexity, I think, has the best ability of any team to make a safe space out of anywhere. They are making Newcastle Watson look so good. They're always in a safe space. They're always, you know, tucked in somewhere with the pylon and the fences and the wall.
Yeah, G2, this is gonna be so fun for them. They just get to shoot everybody on top of the head.
All right.
It looks like Complexity going in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say C9 was pushing them. Down. C9 looking good here, winning this exchange. Last player of Complexity out.
G2 gonna leave their high ground finally and drop down to just clean everybody up. It looks like they're gonna have a really good zone positioning. They don't have many angles to finish the team that's in there, though. Was that...
All right, we've seen
C9?
G2 do this before. Remember in World's Edge, they kind of pushed one at a time and only had 1 player left. Look at them all playing together right now, Andrew. They're not pushing one at a time, even though they had the advantage right there.
That is a rat's nest of walls and fences, but yeah, the height, they're going to go ahead and jump in. Crypto ult.
Oh my.
G2 is in the thick of it. And yeah, C9 that was C9 at the end, I think?
That was really good. G2.
Could not stand. Yeah, oh, look at the...
That was so pretty. The ballet moves out of Chaotic.
I would expect that.
Okay.
That game is just so fun for G2. That rock is so good.
G2 is just playing so perfect tonight. G2's playing great. I think people have been underestimating G2. They really have been. After tonight's games, I don't think they're going to anymore.
Why are we in a repeater meta? What happened to the scout? Repeater has a skull piercer. Yeah, they added skull piercer to the repeater and the wingman for this season. So Peter was already pretty much on par with scout. Okay, Frex. And yeah, they added the skull piercer to the 30-30. So it's just if you can get a skull piercer, it's just really strong. You see that? You see that skull piercer on that thing? Is nasty. Yeah, it was C9 here at the end. And was it a duo?
No,
G2
they
didn't care.
No, they had the good play. They had the good play. They capitalized on it. I honestly thought they were going to take that fight a little bit faster at the end there, but like I said, maybe they were having some flashbacks to what happened on World's Edge earlier when there was that zone right outside of Countdown and they pushed one at a time on, I think it was Complexity. I think, and they lost 2 players and we're only left with the one. So I think that's just goes to show, they made a slight. I wouldn't even call it an error because they still won that game. But G2, the only team so far tonight to win multiple games.
Yeah, they're gonna be pretty stoked about it. They've I don't know. What would you say overall? You think G2's been performing well consistently, or what are your thoughts on that?
Tonight, yes.
Yeah.
Before tonight, I don't think so. I think they honestly went through a little bit of a rough patch before tonight.
Right.
They've been running without a Valk for quite some time now. This comp is not new to them, but
Yeah.
it is working tonight. And I don't know if it's because they're doing the same thing and all of the other 19 teams are really changing up what they're doing, or if they've adapted and shifted what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because we're seeing a lot more cryptos. We're seeing a lot of the other teams really run different legends. So maybe it's some things that are outside their control that could be playing as to why they're doing well, or maybe they just tightened up. But G2, well done. Here are the game 5 scores. G2 with 25 points, MPS with 15 that game. Cloud9 with 14, Complexity with 10, Slept On with 8. So those again were just the game 5 scores. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break and we'll come back with the last game. We're already down to the last game and we'll get some overall scores up to you guys too.
Two gonna leave their high ground finally and drop down to just clean everybody up. It looks like they're gonna have a really good zone positioning. They don't have many angles to finish the team that's in there though. Was that?
All right, we've seen
C9?
G2 do this before. Remember in World's Edge, they kind of pushed one at a time and only had one player left. Look at them all playing together right now, Andrew. They're not pushing one at a time, even though they had the advantage right there.
That is a rat's nest of walls and fences, but yeah, the height, they're gonna go ahead and jump in. Crypto ult.
Oh my.
G2 is in the thick of it. And yeah, C9 that was C9 at the end, I think.
That was really good. G2.
Could not stand. Yeah, oh, look at this. Hey, what's up, guys? We're back, and Game 6 is the only one left. We have a couple teams that still do not have enough points. We're going to be checking those out right now. Yeah, SSG, I think first up on the chopping block, 14 points on the day. Are they going to qualify? They need to double that in the last game here. 100 Thieves also looking to get in. Sentinels also pushed out, so a couple teams that we would see almost always qualify for these on the outside looking in.
I am shocked to see some of the teams on the right-hand side of that leaderboard. I really, really am. And like you said, without a doubt, one of the first names that stands out to me is SSG. SSG played exceptionally well all throughout split 1 of this series and is a very consistent team. So I'm just shocked to see them right there with 14 points. But oh my goodness, G2 with the 81 up top. 44 kills on the night.
You want me to explain their composition to you?
What? Go for it.
Okay, so G2's the only team today not running a Valk. Is that true? No, there's other teams not running a Valk, but they're one of the only teams that doesn't run a Valk as of late. And I think the new trend could be, and we'll go back and check this out in a couple months. so many teams are running Valk and playing in zone strategy that it reduces the value. Obviously, you can't just fly in and get a free spot. And if you're G2, you also like fighting on the edge. So if the zone pulls to where you land, great, and you get an in zone position and you can chill there. But otherwise, there's no point in traveling across the map. You're not gonna be able to get into zone anyways. Everyone already has the Valkyrie positioning. So why even run a Valk at this point, Judy?
I mean, because Valka still has a 99% pick rate, I think. I mean, maybe 95, but it's just Valk is the only legend with that get out of jail free card that allows the team to rotate as far as she can let them rotate. So it's just, again, it's just the play style. They're not losing their fights. They're playing really well. And we saw them traverse across the entire ocean on Storm Point. Had a sketchy rotate, but they made it in. And let's see if they can continue that dominance type of gameplay that they've been showing us so far tonight. 81 points. MPS with 54. It's safe to say they will be playing later this week, as well as Dark Zero and C9, Optic Gaming, ESA, Complexity, Slept On, Bots, HEC. These teams here with the lower 20s, mid 20s, higher upper teens, these are the teams that really have so much to gain from this very last game.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I would run a Valk, but yeah, I'm assuming that's some of the mindset. You know, they like fighting either way.
They like fighting. Sometimes Valk, if you know you're going to be pinched from both sides from two different teams, you're like, okay, hit the Valk. We're leaving. We're going to put ourselves into a better spot. But G2 is a team that they're not scared to fight. They're going to take a fight if it's, if it's right in front of them. Kind of because they have to, but also because they don't lose those. They're not losing those fights. And look at them. Some of their dominant gameplay could have to do with them having all of Barometer to themselves. That is a huge POI. That POI is big enough for two teams with enough loot for three. So they're getting some amazing loot off drop. And that could have to do with why their Stormpoint games have been so strong.
Good observation there as well. What's going on at the top north? I see two players right next to each other.
I think they've been doing that. There's the couple of very oh, okay. I was
They're
going to say
shooting at
maybe
each
they
other.
have some type of like understanding. Apparently there's no understanding. And
was.
they were a little too close, trying to pick off some of these no-name loots on the Tangerine buildings. But yeah, no, that was definitely no understanding whatsoever between the two teams. Is Prophet was forced to high ground here.
That is a good observation. I think Chad said that BRD is a problem. Doesn't BRD land in Barometer?
Yeah, well, G2's been fighting on drop. G2 has been fighting on drop. They were getting contested at Barometer for quite some time.
Yeah, so BRD's not in today. I think they must have already qualified for the finals coming up potentially. So if BRD's landing on them at Barometer, that's going to be problematic for sure.
All right, Andrew, can we get some zone data mining out of you?
I need to see one snippet of the map, and then I'll tell you exactly where the end zone.
I want the actual building or final location from you, please. Okay, taking a look at the overall of Beast. C9 just rotated in. There already is a team there, but there you go, Andrew. Quick. You got to tell us. This is kind of similar again.
It's cheating now.
Well, no. Well, you could tell us the final. Are you thinking it's full Beast zone, or are you thinking it's that no-name outside of Mill?
Yeah.
Or checkpoint.
I'll go and let you know. It's gonna go down to it's going towards Mill.
Okay. More towards Mill, he's saying. We'll see. Okay. Wonder why C9 went there then.
I don't know. Joke's on them.
Okay. We'll see. We'll get back with you and see if Data Mine Drew knows what he's talking about. All right, SSG just doing a little bit of PvE, some spiders over there on the right side of the map. We do have a cluster here. C9, as we just saw them rotate in. Going down. OXG with only one player left. C9 already losing Rocker, but able to get him back up.
Yeah, and these teams, this is potentially really good positioning here for OXG, but they do lose a player or two there trying to rotate in. C9 gets all their players back up. So I think this was a circumstance where two Valk teams landed basically on top of each other, they had to throw down.
Yep. All right, guys, you can do exclamation point now if you want to see the current scores in chat, current standings. This is the last game. Top right-hand side of your screen will show game 6. Game 6 is 6, the last game you're watching right now. Okay, they're landing right on ESA with the team above them on high ground. C9 right behind them. There are so many teams already at Beast. I don't know if Data Mine Drew was right with this. I don't know. A lot of teams at Beast, Andrew, they seem to think something different.
I mean, that's the obvious choice. The zone normally does pull towards the edge that it's going towards, but I think it's going to do one of the bamboozles and pull more to the south.
Okay.
I mean, I can't always take the easy route.
Okay. All right, Smiley trying to find a safe space for the squad as OXG just the remainder of the team going through it.
Wow, barely alive. And Capreme and Smiley getting decimated here. They tried to make a break for this building, and it is not paying out. They're probably going to get pushed here very soon, as they are not looking good, and they do need points.
Well, they do have a Crypto. Crypto, one of the best legends for grabbing the banners, as you can see here. Crypto's going to do this safely. A little vulnerable, though. Optic Gaming could stroll up behind that Crypto. Shoot him in the cheeks. I don't know where Optic is, actually, because I know they land at Mill, but there's no way they're going to let him get this res off right here.
Yeah, they're not going to leave their tent. That's a pretty good spot. They definitely don't leave that. And also, there's a team on the top of Beast that's going to be shooting them in the back. They try to see this team exactly would shoot them. They try to push over there. I think they do get the res.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how many teams come running as soon as they do hear that respawn. Keep an eye on that green light in the back of your screen and see if they can safely get their team back. I hear it. I hear the res. So does probably 10 other teams in the immediate area.
Right, so they are going to get the reset.
Naughty getting thirsted.
Squads up.
Naughty out.
19 squads. It is pulling, obviously towards the down beast. There's a lot of opportunity for teams to coexist, so it's going to be one of those end zones that's going to be pretty chaotic. Dark Zero pushing over towards MPS.
These two teams have already qualified, so what are they, second and third place?
Looking to spice it up here, yeah. Charge rifle, R. A whole lot of in-between damage potential there. Dark Zero, I don't know if they actually wanted to push this or if they were just trying to rotate. They are going to heal up, and then we'll see what they decide to do.
Yeah,
the backside.
I know it seems like they're hesitating to push this fight. They really shouldn't get thirded. Although, how do you know that when there's 19 teams up? I just don't think they realize how many teams are already over at the Beast. So they would have probably had a safe fight to take there, but it's just why take the risk at this point.
Maybe, was there a beacon at checkpoint? No, I'm not sure why they were going up there, but...
Look how far bots have to rotate. SSG, Sentinels, E8. They are so far out. They have to go across the entire map. I wonder how that's going to play out for SSG, Andrew, a team that desperately needs points. They're in a position right now to not qualify. They're not going to run into anyone. But
they did not get zone pull.
They didn't. It looks like Sentinels and E8 probably going to run into each other as we look now at this. And this would be a fair fight. This is a fight that we want to see. Heck, going in, trying to get some more information. Xenox getting shot. Wasn't sure where their third was behind them. Almost going down. One of the first Havocs I feel like that we've seen in the night. Have not seen the Havoc too much. And we do, back to down Beast, do have a fight here. It's C9 going through it again. It looks like Season has said hello.
Season
double time and
big damage from the top. Yeah, that team on top is griefing them pretty hard. Team on top of down Beast is shooting everyone on top of the head. And this tent is not safe. Neither team is looking very healthy.
How many players is C9?
Boogie
oh, the stick!
No, not like this. And that's going to be lights out for Season.
Fortunate, but what a great stick right there. You know, sometimes I feel like the only thing you can do when you do get stuck like that is just try to run directly at the enemy, and that is satisfying. Now you're gonna die, but you're gonna do some damage to the person that stuck you in the process. It looks like he did for a moment. You just kind of accept it and just try to move as much as you can to the person that stuck you.
Such a bad
Stormtroopers.
feeling.
It really is. Stormtroopers on height. Hey, remember when an arc did 75 damage on the stick though?
Yep. They're still very, very strong. Optic Gaming. All right, so Optic looking for a fight against Complexity. Complexity so far has done so well at getting in position, in-game position, but Optic Gaming not going to let them stroll in this time. Pushing it in, and that is Dupe getting very low. Monsoon going down in the process, holding off Dupe there. It's going to be a 3v2, a 2v2 now. Lux getting duped down with a nade, so we got a 2v2 now. Knocked with the wingman. Skittlecake's pulling around with the Havoc. No turbocharger. And they're
Getting
potentially
shot in
getting
the
shot in the back. Yeah, they got to make this happen really quick, and they cannot go down. They need armor swaps.
Oh.
They're both going to be dead here.
Knock the only player left shooting the still. That is not what you want to see. Last person on your team, and the players you're shooting right in front of you still have purple shield on. Smiley rolling up at a great time here. Optic Gaming out. MPS out. Oh.
Three shots is going to be... Come on, we can do it. We believe. Nice.
Oh my goodness. That was clean.
The Juga, that was Smiley. That's a team that rezzed. So they were actually low on loot. So they're gonna get all this loot from Optic Gaming and Complexity. Now G2's gonna come in and try to clean them out, but really nice reset and regain there from Smiley. They are gonna get full sent by the aggressive Bloodhound, Bangalore, Horizon composition by design. Gonna hit a bat here after the scan, most likely. No, just keeps going in. Or are we gonna get that bat pull, man? All right, and they're not having the easiest time. Design going down, was not able to get that battery off. And this could be a disaster for G2. They don't need these points. They've already qualified for sure, but Smiley does need the points, so this could be good for Smiley.
All right, taking zone damage. Chaotix, the only person left on G2. Not able to get the res. Not even able to grab the banner either. Just sending it.
Ooh,
Okay.
we're gonna get the res.
All right, res in the bang. Get Resulta back. Dropping the ult right there. Let's take another look at this here. That was just too clean. I hope we see this on Twitter.
Is it Twitter worthy?
Oh, Andrew, this isn't a pub. These are against the best players. These are against the best players. I think people underestimate. Maybe you could hit those same shots in a pub against like someone who just got off work, but these are all pros.
True. True. You're making sense. You're making sense.
You know, this is not a pub clip. All right, G2 still in zone. Might run right into bots taking their time. SSG still have to travel and probably could run into 100 Thieves. SSG needs some points. 100 Thieves needs some points. It would be a heartbreak if those two teams fought. I don't want to see either of those teams fight, honestly, because they're gonna completely get rid of anyone's chance of
fight.
They are gonna fight. No.
All right, so the zone. Go ahead and start closing up here as we have 12 squads. Wingman shots. Are we gonna get some? Who's this Mistletoe? Explain to me. Some people change their names every week. It's very hard to track who's actually on the roster these days.
It really is.
Mistletoe. Oh, I get it. They're Valkyrie, Mistletoe. Took me a minute. I'm sorry.
Oh, going through it right now, though. Presley.
Okay.
All right, Knuckles out. Losing the shield right here. Golden, the only person with health to his name. I do see G2 also fighting bots right now. E8 kind of backing it up a little bit. Wants the team to reset, heal up, regroup before they decide. And oh no, bad news.
Oh.
We do have SSG fighting 100 Thieves. And that means for sure one of these teams will not move forward later this week.
So SSG, they don't have much time before the zone closes. 100 Thieves holding the building. SSG trying to push up. The Bangalore bombs are down. Yeah, I don't know whose Bangalore bombs those were. Bots eliminated by G2 in the kill feed. So G2 still on. Wait. Okay, bots eliminated. G2 still up. absolutely dominating today, and 100 Thieves still holding the building at this point. 14 seconds on zone. This zone you cannot live in.
No.
What are they gonna do? If they wait too long on this fight, both teams are gonna die because the rotate in's not gonna be easy.
There's no way these teams are gonna let each other die
They're
with the zone.
griefing each other though.
No. They don't die to zone.
They're griefing.
Ooh, I am surprised 100 Thieves not playing a little bit more aggressive. They're in a slightly better position, and they have the care package weapon. I think it's just a little bit of, you know, their performance so far this evening could be an indicator, and we're gonna... Yeah, 100 Thieves had the better spot, but they were in the Seer ult. Getting one player called out a bit on low ground. SSG could triple drop on low ground, take out a player on 100 Thieves, but they're regrouping. And Andrew, is there any chance that both teams make it out alive?
I do not foresee that happening. 100 Thieves pretty healthy. SSG also pretty healthy. No one's done significant damage at the moment. And they're both being very tentative on pushing this fight. SSG gonna wrap to the left here and may just go ahead and smoke and jump off the top. Yeah, they've waited to the very last second. This zone is not one that you can live in. Crust, Sentinels is third party in the whole thing. This took way too long.
Sentinels, you weren't invited to this party. What are you doing? There's no shot. They
This
could
took way
be
too long.
both teams don't qualify with Sentinels showing up here.
Yeah, I mean, there were no openings.
No.
There were no openings, so neither team could really push without being suicidal. And Sentinel's gonna come in and potentially clean up both teams.
Looking to connect one of these
Oh,
scout
boy.
hipfire shots, and 100 Thieves eliminated. 100 Thieves are indeed out. SSG and Dark
SSG.
Zero! Dark Zero showing up also to the... There were two teams way out of position, and now we had four right here. What is going on?
Top down.
Capitalizing on the kills.
And now Sentinel's gonna come in and clean the rest of SSG up. So, yeah, SSG 100 Thieves not gonna qualify at all today. And they kind of grief each other.
All right, SSG out. 100 Thieves out. SSG out. Now Sentinel and Dark Zero. Do they fight, or do these two teams get the heck out of there?
At some point, I mean, after 120 seconds or so, you just got to call it off and Valk ult and try to get somewhere else.
It's just out of zone, and the players know that's not in zone, so I really am surprised that Sentinels rolled up there. But again, you're so right. If a fight's not over within like 60 seconds, you just have to go your separate ways. But I mean, Sentinels weren't the only ones that had that idea. Dark Zero doing the same thing.
Let's see. The team on the down B still vibing.
They do have to move a little bit though.
The zone. I didn't see where the zone's pulling. Is it
The
going?
zone is pulling a little bit further. Oh, they are actually going to fight Sentinels versus Dark Zero here.
And Bangalore smokes are in. Sentinels with the Seer and the Digi Threat going to put some nice damage in from Synox. Jin Burton is killed Crust in the kill feed. So it's a 2v3 at the moment. I think Sentinels 2, Dark Zero 3.
I mean,
This
not if
is pretty
Synox
tough.
has anything to say about it.
There we
Synox is
go, Sharky
doing
down.
some crazy damage here with the re. Look at these shots. Tech very low. Synox doing the damn thing right here.
Let's go.
Oh my goodness. Synox just popped off right there.
That's a clip. Synox dead to zone, but that was pretty good. That was pretty good. That might have been better than 100 Thieves clutch in the building a couple games ago.
I think so. I mean, we don't need to compare, but that was
Scurry's flatline was a really good clip, but
It was.
I think that was better right there. That's a clip
I
of the day
mean,
so far.
that was a lot of damage in a short amount of time there. That was so clean. Let's take another quick look at that here because that was just too good. Look at everybody
and these
shooting
are
in the smoke.
these are M&K flicks too. Not easy to do.
Right, but Andrew, that's not even their smoke. The smoke, honestly, working against
Backfired.
them.
Oh, I know, for sure.
100% backfired. The double digis, too.
Yeah, the Bangalore for Dark Zero, 100% not doing any favors, considering the digi threats were on both guns there for Synox.
I know he feels good about hitting those shots there. That was good. Capitalizing on those skills. Not enough for them to get a win this last game, but definitely a good clip and great shots. All right, C9. C9, Andrew, I'm seeing different gameplay out of C9 tonight. They're playing consistent and they're playing safe. This is not the C9 that I know, but I like this. This is different. Normally they play edge and risky and they take fights, and I feel like they always would fight TSM, but you know, it's just I like this strategy out of C9.
Working out so far.
Also trying the crypto.
Yeah, the comp maybe is the reason, right?
Yeah, for sure. I like it a lot. All right, you know what else I like is seeing these car 1 clips just like that. C9 doing some damage. Are they all 3 rocking a car?
Yo.
Zach going down there to the hands of Hill. Happy little fence. Wow, great shots. Providing the cover and the gold knock res. Can they stick that res? Stormtrooper's still alive and well.
Gonna be a pretty spicy ending here. A lot of Watsons up with the Jins hiding behind rocks. We got Newcastle for... Oh, here we go in. Naughty's gonna go in, and that is gonna be HEC eliminated. C9 was barely able to clean that up.
Okay, 3 squads left. C9, all 3 players alive. We just do, of course, without a doubt, we've been seeing G2's name all night long. Look at them over there. G2 cannot be stopped tonight.
They are a duo, so they're really hoping that C9 pushes this fight here. If they do, G2 just cleans up. It doesn't matter either way for them. Does anyone need points in this last 3 squad fight? C9...
C9 has qualified. G2 has absolutely qualified.
Who was the other team? It was... I don't recall who that was. Do they need points is the question. Will they get them? C9 gonna maybe... Yeah, getting nice shots. They're gonna pull behind G2. So this is looking really good for whoever that other team is on low ground. And those shots...
Oh my...
Getting absolutely murdered. Chaotic
right.
with the beam 301 there. That's... C9 was looking good, and now they're looking like they're about to get backstabbed and be dead. Yeah, C9 probably going to go out here to the thermite. If this lands, it is game over. It does miss. But C9 is probably going to go out first here. Stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers, I don't think... I don't know, Andrew. They have 14 points. Do they have enough kills? This could be a nail biter. It could all come down to this last game. Stormtroopers have not qualified.
Stormtroopers in 15th place, I think.
They have not qualified. Depending on how many kills, if they can just play tight together. Again, guys, this is a challenger circuit team fighting against pro league teams here. Gonna walk up behind the Newcastle shield and just go down right there. Not like this, and they're gonna go out in 3rd place. C9 versus G2. Oh my gosh, Design. Design, chill with those shots. G2 cannot be stopped tonight.
I think Stormtroopers should have been more aggressive. When C9 was stuck behind that rock, they were in shambles. I think Stormtroopers should have swung harder around the backside of him and forced that fight.
They had to, it was uphill though, and yes, maybe because only one player on C9 was looking as the Watson was rezzing, but
I think they just gotta go wacky tobacky and just pull that swing. Because
they didn't get the knock though, you know, so they maybe weren't sure which team had the knock as well. You know, I don't know. Although I guess they saw it was what legend it was on.
They were on kind of a bad spot of the zone, so once everyone reset, it wasn't looking good for them.
What a heartbreak that happened right there at Checkpoint. Checkpoint was so sad. I thought we were gonna have one winner between 100 Thieves and SSG, and them both going down there because Sentinels and Dark Zero decided to show up. Absolute heartbreaker for both of those teams. Will not be playing later this week. Look at this. Look at... Oh, that is just too good. Too satisfying. And of course, to add to the ego stroke right there, getting that kill leader pop up right on your screen as well after you have a pop-off moment like that. It's like, yeah, I know. I know I'm the best in the lobby right now.
What's up with all that hip fire? The hip fire with the wingman? That doesn't work like that for me.
Well, that's why you're casting and not playing.
It was almost like it was quick scope, hip fire, wingman. Bizarre, kind of bizarre. I'm gonna need to look back at that a little bit. But yeah, we're gonna have to keep a look at the stormtrooper scores.
Yeah, I don't
They
know
were
if that
in
was
15th.
enough.
They needed like 15 plus points to make it in, so that's gonna be potentially exciting scoreline there. Yeah, Sentinels and 100 Thieves, not their day, man.
Yeah.
Not their day. And then on top of that, they fight each other and prevent any type of point accumulation on that last game. So
Not ideal. I mean, Sentinels had 20 points, so they were definitely one of the teams as well. Like that is what they needed. That dirty third right there on the 100 Thieves SSG fight to most likely solidify their top 10. But we're going to get some scores up for you guys in just a second. But that was an exciting last game. But without a doubt, we don't even need to see the scores to know that G2 dominated tonight. Tonight was all about G2 and the anti-Valk team.
here's the scores for
Oh
that
my.
game.
Wait.
Oh, this is total.
Wait.
Total.
Tempo and Chrono, can we get a fact check? Have we ever seen a 105 in the history of the Oversight? Have we? I don't know if we have.
Total.
Have we seen a 105 before? Is this a record? This is a record-breaking score for Hyperlux Oversight with the 105. If you guys were here to see it, let's freaking go. 105 points, 56 kills out of G2 tonight. They have to feel so dang good about their performance tonight.
Cloud, C9 coming in second place. That's going to be really good for them as well. MPS, strong third place. Dark Zero, also in the money. Fourth place here. And I think the bigger story is Sentinels does sneak in with 10th place, 32 points, just barely eking it in. That clutch from Sinox is the only reason they qualify, because if he doesn't get that clutch, they don't get the 3 points for the 3 kills there.
That was huge. The Twitter
Think about
clip,
it.
the
Think
Twitter
about it.
clip and the clutch.
Think about it. They're 29 points if he doesn't clutch that up. So
Yeah.
they got the 32 points because of that. It didn't mean anything for Dark Zero. They still qualified, but yeah, Stormtroopers don't make it in. 23 points. Even though they got third place there at the end, I don't think, even if they get all the, they would have needed to kill, if they had 6 additional points, they would have had, that's 29, and then the win. If they would have won that game, I think they qualify.
All right, all right. Again, a heartbreak to see those teams on the right-hand side of the scoreboard not going to be playing later this week, but don't worry. They're going to play again in the qualifier next week. So the teams that were in the, I believe it's 10th or 11th through 15th, I'm pretty sure those are the ones that will be automatically invited back, as well as the teams that will be placing in the bottom half of the leaderboard in the finals. So it's a really cool system. Like I said, guys, make sure you tune in every week, twice a week, for these awesome Apex events. Sponsored by Hyperlux. Hyperlux, thank you guys again. We are going to go ahead and wrap up tonight's performance. Thank you guys again for watching. We appreciate you. We're His and Hers Live. We're getting ready to go start our stream. Hyperlux has been super kind to say that they're going to send you guys all over to us. So if you weren't sick of hearing our voices yet, come on by the stream and you get to listen to us for a few more hours.
Well, yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That was pretty spicy. Really cool ending there. Some really good moments. And the scores, 105 points. G2 put on an absolute show. And guys, you should consider not playing Valkyrie, because G2 didn't play Valkyrie and they popped off.
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did. All right, enjoy some of these highlights, guys. We are going to go ahead and get some things started with our stream and go live there, but we'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.